Well, well, well. If it isn't chat, I see what you did. Nothing. No, what are you? What are you? What are you trying to? What are you trying to do? What are you talking about? I'm gonna reset my face. Hang on. There we go. Ah! We could tie his shoes with our feet. The references, Proxy. The references. That's crazy because that's just not even on my channel. It's interesting to talk about. We don't even. It's not even on our channel. Wait a minute. That's a vertical mouse he's using on his mouse. That's not a vertical mouse he's using on his mouse pad. He's a wrist destroyer supporter. No, you see Wu Syndrome. I got sponsored by a normal mouse, and I was forced contractually to quick, somebody eat me. Quick, please get me out of this. All right, anyway. What do you guys want to do today? Hey, Alien, how's it going? Hi, the DBZ Sparking Zero animations? Yeah, I do want to. But the video that summarizes all of their like ultimates and stuff is 46 minutes. ZZZ release trailer. Yes. We are definitely doing that one. I'm gonna cue that one up. You ever use a Connection 3D mouse? I've heard of them. That's the one that's like weird and like 3D shaped. Wait, here, let me look this up. Connection 3D mouse. Yeah, I've heard of them. I've never used it before. It's like, I don't 100% know if it would be useful for my workflow. I'm so used to having just a 2D mouse. It's kind of fine. What's the plan for stream? We're gonna react to shit. You guys send me stuff, and I'm gonna be going over like why the animation is good and stuff like that. It's gonna be fun. I think like if you haven't been to the streams before before today, the past 2 weeks or so, we've been doing this. It's been a lot of fun. We basically just watch what you guys want me to watch because my entire life is just working, and I don't really have time to watch things. So I'm incredibly behind and haven't seen most anything. So if you send me something, it's probably going to be the first time I see it. And that's a lot of good opportunity just to give you guys my unadulterated thoughts. Most of the good attacks are on a video that's 2 hours and 15 minutes. Oh, God. That's even worse. Oh, man. We can do that in like one stream, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, one stream. One stream. 1 day of stream. Entire day. That's in the entire day. That's a subathon of 3 weeks. The special moves are not good. Fair. I don't know much about it. I haven't seen anything yet. I use 3D Connection. Useful for camera animation. What? Useful for camera animation? You know what? I can see that. That's really interesting. That is really interesting. Yeah, you can just send it here, by the way. I had the MX Master for a while, but the rubber grips end up coming off eventually. Is that the vertical MX Master? Or is that the normal MX Master? Because I know there's like both. They have like all kinds of masters. Or is it the MX Vertical? I forget. 1010X Ime? What is this? Oh, Alien, we don't do personal animation reviews. we don't do that yet. We do want to do that soon, but we're doing mostly just like game trailers and stuff. Always Dex, hello. Oh, hey, literally saw your YouTube for the first time the other week, and now I found you randomly browsing categories. Well, that's me randomly showing up in your Twitch feed for no reason at all, because I'm not a streamer. Not a streamer. No, but we are technically streaming again regularly for the first time. It's been a while. So welcome to the new normal. Nah, you're totally good, Alien. You guys can send whatever. Speaking of which, what I am actually looking for today is like gotcha game stuff, because I'm curious if there's gotcha games that I've missed that, you know, people have talked about. I know like Fate Grand Order is one of them that people have asked me to review. I think it was like something arcade, like the 3D version of it. There was also Epic 7. A lot of people asked me to review Epic 7, which is interesting. I don't want to do like a ranking video yet, but if we do like have some trailers or something that I can like introduce myself to the game, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. There is obviously some more ZZZ stuff and Honkai stuff that we could react to for days. We're gonna be doing another Honkai video pretty soon, like I want to say next week as well. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, lots of Genshin stuff I'm sure we could talk about too. We did a great Genshin stream the other day where we had like some amazing cutscenes that we looked at. Aether Gazer, that's right. I forgot about that one. How's that one? Verse 1999. I mean, I already did a ranking video recently for that. I mean, if there's like a trailer, but most of the Verse 99 stuff is like just illustrative stuff. I haven't seen a lot of animation stuff. Oh, Honkai Impact 3rd would be great, actually. Oh, dude, is it time for us to react to the cinematics for Honkai Impact 3rd? Bro, that's a... I'm about to pin on that one. Epic 7 has some of the cleanest animations. I hear. I've only seen like one trailer from Epic 7 like years ago, and it was gorgeous. But it was 2D, I remember. But it was absolutely gorgeous. And I wonder if there's some new stuff that I haven't seen before that is like really, really good. Blue Archive. I've heard of Blue Archive. We could maybe... I don't know what kind of animation style they have. I don't know if it's 2D or 3D. I don't know nothing about it. But these are good. I tried to watch cinematic cutscenes for Impact and couldn't find any. Weird that you couldn't find any, because there is quite a few, and they're really good. Blue Archive is 3D chibi animation. Oh, that's cute. That's fair. So far, so low. We're looking for some 3D or 2D animation from my gotcha games to react to today. We're gonna watch ZZZ for sure. This is already on the docket, as they say. And then we're gonna look at some other ones. Oh, Wuthering Waves. Oh, we haven't done like we haven't done a lot of Wuthering Waves stuff either. That's actually true. The Blue Archive has some cute slice of life animations, very gifable. Fair enough. Dragon Ball Legends, legendary finishes. What's Dragon Ball Legends? Have I not heard of that one yet? Hang on. God, there's so many Honkai Impact 3rd animations. Oh, I do kind of want to do that today. There's so many. And they're all so long. They're like 8 minutes. We can't watch all of them, that's for sure. Trying to find a few. Wait, 3 hours ago? Full animation Sonic X Shadow? What? Oh, they have all 3 in one video? Damn. God, there's so much Honkai Impact 3rd animation. I kind of want to watch like the first one if I can. What's it called? God. There's the opening trailer. Bologna. Hmm. Okay. Fair enough. Let's see if I can get a list of that in a bit. Oh, Dragon Ball Legends is a gacha game? Oh, interesting. Maybe since you did a PG animation, one of the animated cutscenes will be good too. That's fair. The very first one was called Reburn. That's what it was. It's non-canon now? Are you joking me? That's crazy. Yeah, this one. Wait, what do you mean it's non-canon? Wait, what do you mean? Graduation Trip is cute. I think I saw that one. That one had like 2D. That one had 2D stuff in it though, right? If I remember correctly. You can see a lot of the ideas for the story they'd later do, even if the details don't line up with how they did it. Very interesting. So that was the original trailer before the game even came out, I'm guessing. That's cool. Damn. All right. I think we're gonna do this. I'm gonna watch the ZZZ one first because that one's really, really good. And then we got to figure out which cinematics we're gonna watch because we can't watch all of them. It's just too many. So I'm gonna put up a couple options here. We have Reburn, which is the first one that we just talked about, the very, very first trailer ever. There's Will the Hersher, which is got 62 million views apparently. It's got a cool fight scene in there, I think. Lament of the Fallen is probably one of my favorites just because it's got Raiden in it. I think she's a really cool character. Then there's also Everlasting Flames, which I haven't seen before, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I've seen all these, but like this one is pretty gorgeous. As you can see. Oh god. Well. Then we also have Final Lesson. I know Final Lesson is got some really important story beats. I don't remember it. It is gorgeous. Man, they're all gorgeous. I can't really judge based on that. I'm gonna put these all up for you guys. We're gonna do a vote in a little bit, and you guys are gonna tell me which ones you guys want. We're gonna pick the top 4. By the way, shout out to Wonderium who does these shorts. I think they have the Wonderium, absolutely goated. They are a studio to be reckoned with. I don't know if they've done other stuff recently, but yeah, they should do more stuff. They should do more stuff. Graduation Trip is a little bit too reminiscent for me. I think it's good, but it's okay. All right. I have 5 here. We'll probably pick the top 4. Maybe we just skip the Everlasting Flames. Because it's the longest one. Maybe that's what we do. Final Lesson. What is Final Lesson? Oh, it's this one. And then this one's cooler. This one's pretty cool. I might just skip Everlasting Flame. Or sorry, I might just skip Final Lesson. We'll do these 4, and then we'll do ZZZ. How's that sound to you guys? Honestly, whoever Hoyo gets to do their ZZZ stuff needs to race. They do it all in house. I'm pretty sure. Everlasting has a lot of my favorite visuals. Fair enough. I agree. I think Everlasting is going to be pretty goated. I vaguely remember seeing some of it. It's been so long. I don't remember what the hell happens. But there's a bunch of robot arms from the thumbnail. Lament of the Fallen I've seen like 3 or 4 times. This one I've seen like once a long time ago. Oh, it's Raiden. I didn't even realize that. And then the first one I've seen a long time ago. Well, the Hirsch pretty much cover the same era. Fair enough. Okay, we're gonna close out Final Lesson then. Plus, it's a bit of a spoiler, isn't it? Anyway, I really like Final Lesson story-wise, but I do think it's maybe aged the worst on a technical level. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Everlasting Flames is the emotional high point. Ooh, fair enough. Okay. Reburn 2 where they announce Star Rail. Really? Really? Reburn 2 announced Star Rail? Wait, I have to... Now I'm curious. Honkai Reburn 2. That's a cinematic? Whoa. Oh, it's a totally different studio that animated it. Fascinating. It's not as good, I'll be honest. Like that right there is already not as good. I don't know if I can't talk about it. I don't want to be disrespectful comparing the two studios because Wonderium is just insane. This is not even done by Wonderium. Damn. Dancing Coast. Okay, well that's a different studio. Is this first one done by Wonderium? Hang on. I have no idea. I don't know who did this one. We're gonna find out later. Okay, you guys ready? Are you ready? This is a very important question. They're connected in lore, but loosely. Yeah, that's what they are. Yeah, they are. I think literally everybody knows what happens in Final Lesson because people can't stop yapping about it. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Oh, there's a story event in November. What? Damn. Yeah, keep the 10-10 one for another stream for sure. Because of You is a newer one. I think it's pretty good. That's fair. I did see Because of You. I didn't see a whole lot of 3D animation in it when I first... Wait, maybe I'm crazy. I was thinking... No, I'm thinking of a different one. Graduation Day, maybe? Anyway. Either way, Because of You seemed a little bit different than the rest. So I was like, we'll probably skip it for now. Their MiHoYo Anime Studio, I think, does all the storyboarding. Yeah. I think they do all the storyboarding in-house. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, let's watch ZZZ first. You guys ready? Okay. Where's my face? I need to fix my face. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Okay, here we go. ZZZ. It's time for ZZ. Do people say ZZZ in like Europe? Is that how they pronounce CCC? Am I crazy? Is it ZZZ? Like legitimately. Anyway, we're gonna go for it. No, you guys just say ZZZ. Honestly, ZZZ sounds easier to say. ZZZ kind of goes like it just kind of blurs together. If I'm being honest. Triple Z? Z times 3. All right, here we go. Z zone 0. Okay, so this is the release trailer. I've never seen this before. Proxy seemed very, very adamant that I watch this. I assume it's good. I'll find out. I need a bunch of Canadian artists that said ZBrush. I know, that's wild. All right, here we go. Okay. Very good animation so far. Great silhouettes, obviously. This is before the characters were revealed. Oh, hello. So good, dude. Oh my god. The smears on Billy. Jeez. Ben just presses a button. Oh, that's so good. My god. The jiggle. It's so cute. Oh, he did. Impact frames. Very interesting, snappy use of momentum here. What? Wait, that's wild. Damn, the composition on that. Okay, okay. Okay. How recent is this? 3 months ago? I was gonna say they have a lot of characters that weren't out at the time. Okay. 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 Hang on. This is just a flex, bro. This whole trailer was just a flex. This is absolutely insane. What? Wow, dude. Okay. That the sword girl, what's her name again? Is it Miyabi? I forget all the characters' names. I like how they saved her for last. The squad is still unreleased. Miyabi. Yeah, Miyabi. Yeah. She is clearly the GOAT. This whole squad is unreleased? Wait, she's not out yet? I'm pretty sure she's out. She's been out, right? Has he not been out? Okay, yeah. So this... Oh, she's a 4-star? Fair enough. Yeah. Sokaku. Got it. Well, there's a way more to talk about than this trailer than I expected. Okay. There we go. Wait, Miyabi's a 4-star? No. Sokaku is a 4-star. No way Miyabi's a 4-star. They're not going to do that to her. They're hyping her up too much. Okay, first of all, this looks like really smooth, like surprisingly smooth. This very first impression that I get, this almost looks mocapped. Like, it's really impressive. I don't think it is mocapped. Like, I'm pretty sure it's not mocapped. But it's got a really good center of balance. You can see, like, hang on. There we go. You can see like his center of gravity here around his torso is like always being balanced over his feet. Like he's got that down pat. The animators here did a really good job with that. They might have used mocap reference. They might have used some sort of reference, but either way, it looks really, really good. You can see how it shifts his weight there. Feels great. Yeah. And the poses are really, really nice and readable. But yeah, these steps feel good. And the arms feel really good too. You can see how the arms are like swinging in a really natural way without distracting from the pose or looking too loose either. So it's cool. Great weight on Sokaku. Really cool poses. Overall, just really cool poses. They just over animate Billy all the time. It's amazing. I mean, technically speaking, this case is really, really light. You can see she throws it. It like doesn't really hit him that hard, and he kind of bounces off him. Almost feels like it's made of foam. And I was like, I was gonna critique it, but then I was like, well, technically, is it just full of smoke? Like, you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Dude, Billy smears here. This is so obvious, but I just want to point it out. Like, look at how they just break his hand there. Like the arcs there. His hand is so draggy. His face and his physics don't make any sense either, but it works because like the arcs work, right? So like he's actually going here to lean forward. he goes like this. He's gonna have like this kind of like dippy, like snake-like movement. That is not physically, doesn't physically make sense, but the arcs are so satisfying that it works. This is such a great angle. I mean, just look at this. Look at the anticipation on this, guys. Look at that. Like, look how much Z depth is being used, bro. Look at this. Oh, so much anticipation. And then they catch. That's pretty sure that's Ben's pillar, right? They just catch Ben's pillar. No. That's just a random pillar. Never mind. I'm so sorry. I apologize to all pillars. That's just, I mean, that's just feet. They literally animated every single toe. Did you guys realize that? They animated each toe individually. Yeah. Hoyoverse is, they claim, you know, there's an audience. I'm just saying. There's an agenda for her feet. This is so good. Oh my god. Check most replayed. Hang on. No fucking way. No way. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Okay. Well, fair is fair. Hey, to their credit, a lot of good retention for the rest of it. You know what I mean? We're gonna find out what the other ones are. This is so good. It's, first of all, such an amazing Kamina reference. I love everything. So he's got the great Kamina pose. He's not pointing upwards, but he's pointing that way, and it's fine. And like, I feel like that's on purpose. Like, it has to be like the point. It's the point. The Kamina points upwards. It's like, it's basically the same thing. Anyway, the shake on his body is so good because it mimics talking. Like, he's yelling at them, but you don't hear anything. You don't need to hear anything, and you know that he's yelling. This is what's called body talking. So body talking. You know, I'm not gonna try to write anything. Sorry. Body talking is basically where you use the body as the jaw. So you're actually pretending like the whole body acts as the mouth. So you can see it's kind of going up and down, like in certain places. He's definitely emphasizing certain movements based on like syllables and stuff, in theory, hypothetically. If it was actually synced to audio, you would be able to tell kind of what he's saying at a certain cadence. Yeah. This is such a huge Gurren Lagann reference. I mean, this is already a Gurren Lagann reference right there. You know what I mean? Like, this is, everything is a Gurren Lagann reference. It's so good. Is she Yoko? Hang on. Okay. Dude, the Bangbu has a suit. It's so cute. Ellen is just sleepy the whole time. Okay, this is absolutely insane. Impact frames. Okay, wait, hang on. First of all, they do a really interesting thing here where they keep things really snappy while having really, what's the word? Really dynamic motions. So look at this. This is actually a certain case where they break the screen space momentum. So they like come in really fast into frame here, and then they just, if you notice, they just completely stop in screen space. Like, they don't move at all. Typically what happens with a shot like this is actually you go forward and then you kind of like move, you kind of settle, you overshoot a little bit in screen space, and then you kind of settle back in, something like that. Like, you go like, this is like the screen space movement of the character. So it's like they're doing that intentionally to keep them in screen space in the same place to actually keep this snappier cartoon style. So it's a lot stiffer, but it's intentional. It's very interesting. All right, hang on. We gotta do our prage. Everybody, you know what to do. Prage in chat for impact frames. Beautiful, gorgeous, hand painted impact frames. Hand painted. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Look. Oh, the explosion too. Oh, this is really cool because not only do the lines disintegrate, which is, by the way, part of the philosophy behind these lines in the impact frames is literally it should feel like something is getting disintegrated, right? Like, you have like a whole piece and then you have like only pieces of a piece until you just have like that. Like, that's how a disintegration happens. They're literally mimicking disintegration patterns on the line art, which is a really cool thing to do. Because yeah, it's so creative. But that's how impact frames have sort of like been standardized. You know, it's like this kind of thing is like a pretty standard thing now. It mimics a lot of things, but that's one of the things that it can and should do when it's especially depicting an explosion of some sort. Yeah. It's only 2D. Yeah, this is fully hand drawn. Fully hand drawn. Look at, they're doing it again, right? So every time they come up in screen space, they basically just like, they lock in. So notice it here again. what's her face again? I forget her name. This isn't Piper. This is the someone else. Anyway, see how she comes in? She's basically in this area of the screen. She's just there the whole time. She's just there the whole time. There's no momentum there. There's no screen space momentum. She just stays there until eventually she goes back a little bit to meet the others. Crazy. Lucy, there we go. Yeah. So Lucy is just like locked in screen space as soon as she arrives. That's Piper. That's a cool transition. What is this? It's like, does she take her own bike out? Is that what it is? I guess so. Oh my god. No way. Wait, why does she look like she has Paimon hair? Hang on. Why does she look like she has Why does she look like she has Paimon hair? I was like, I mean, is that not the same? Like, am I crazy? Is that not the same? Anyway, we're gonna move on. There's no way that's related. She has a chariot because of the Roman theme. Ah, I see. Okay, so right here, screen wipe. She's got a sword. Okay, sword. The jacket does the screen wipe. That's so cool, dude. She doesn't have an arm in that jacket, but like the jacket itself, the jacket sleeve does the screen wipe. That's so creative. I just wish they didn't go fully black. But either way, when it comes in here, she's got the chariot. She has the sword as well. Very cool. Oh my god, what even? Hang on. Look at all these 2D effects. So all this smoke is 2D animated on top of the 3D. She's using the sword as an anchor. She then grinds on the railing for a bit. What? Okay. This composition is this is like an Avengers. This is just an Avengers headshot. Look at this, dude. Is this not just giving Avengers? Bro. Yeah. Anyway, cool shot, really great composition. Overall, you can see like every part of the screen is like very, very well taken up, I would say. You're getting all the important bits. You get a little bit of Piper there. This is just like an empty space for the motorcycle, which is fine. But like generally speaking, it's pretty well balanced. Like it doesn't feel like anyone's taking up more or less of screen than they have to. And it's good. I like this. I like this composition a lot. It's very satisfying. Wait, what? Dude, this animation is so good. Look at this. Just the NPCs, dude. Like, they knock the boxes over. He's got this stumble animation that has this beautiful sort of like yin-yang motion to it. The arcs are so good. These poses are so good. This is just such a simple stumble animation, yet they're like putting so much love into it. And then not to mention this guy who's just dying. Again, this guy's just spitting. Look at his hand. Look how broken his wrist is, right? They're doing that for the arcs. They're doing that for the beautiful. They actually have a smear here too, I think. They're doing this for the drag. So much drag. Great pose here as well. What's really cool about this pose, by the way, is that it's actually balanced. You can actually see how this is still over his center of gravity because his knees are over here, his feet are over here. He's got a balanced center of gravity despite being imbalanced. And it's like just such a good attention to detail there. This guy, constant arcs everywhere. Just look, his whole body is just, this gives a Sokka cactus juice vibes. But yeah, great arcs, really good arcs. Great pose there too. Oh, the 3 sections that was so cool. Dude, this part, oh god. Amazing. Really cool shot here. And I want to say, like, first of all, look how close this staff gets to the camera. Look at that. Look how close it is. Like, this is what I'm talking about when you really feel comfortable with focal length. You have so much more control over the composition because you don't realize when things can get close to camera, they can do like crazy things. You can put a hand here that's like this big and like, you know what I mean? Like the person's like this big and he's just like, like you can do some crazy stuff, right? When you have full control over the focal length, you get a lot of compositional freedom. It's really cool. This is so satisfying. It's like when she's turning, look at her foot. Her knee is bending backwards. Look at that. That's not normal. But it looks so good. It looks so good. It's adding that drag to every movement that feels amazing. And then the smears, of course, as well. Oh, and there's some great silhouettes here with the effects too. Oh, look at this composition. This is really pretty. Look at that. Zenitsu. Very Zenitsu coded. I wish they had a few more like foreground elements here. This would feel better. If they just had like literally just like, I don't know, just like a piece of debris or here, or a piece of debris here, it would feel that much better. You see that? It would just feel a little bit better. If they had anything to spare for that kind of detail. Oh, they do. They have rocks. So like they literally have rocks here. If any of these rocks, it's just missed potential. If any of these rocks here, you see these rocks here that they're doing, just put one here, like really close. Again, with the focal length, when you have something closer to the camera and it fills in a lot of frame, it just has like this great foreground element that you can just add to this and it'd feel wonderful. Like it would feel a little bit more framed. It would take like 2 seconds to add that, and I think it would be much better. Yeah. There's chromatic aberration on the electricity. There is. That's true. Yeah. Whoa, dude, check out this pose. Dude, what? Hang on. No way. What? Dude. Wait, does she use the staff? No way. No, she doesn't. This is such a huge leap in the poses, dude. This is like the snappiest of snappy poses. You don't even know how she got from this pose to this pose. That's crazy. I mean, it definitely feels snappy. This is a crazy pose. This is absolutely insane. Yeah. I kind of wish that she grabbed or kicked the staff with her legs. It's not super clear if that's the case. It kind of implies that it is, but the staff doesn't actually move and the legs do, so it feels like it's not. So I can't tell. That's the only thing. I wish it was a little bit more clear, but this is a really satisfying pose. I think they did a really great job with this. It's also asymmetrical. You notice how her center of gravity is actually over here? Yeah. Whoa, just this alone? What? Hang on, look at this. This animation is actually really satisfying. So he goes over here. Look at that. And they keep this leg up for way longer than they have to. And this is on purpose. This is actually specifically to increase that anticipation and that drag once again. Yeah, what's really interesting is the direction this guy's facing. Technically, the foot could be like facing this way instead, but they're facing it that way, and I wonder why. Ah, I see. Wait, I don't see it at all. Why is it backwards? That's crazy. For one frame, the soul is showing, even though it's not supposed to. Not until here. That's wild. But yeah, this foot doesn't land until the very last second. Which is fine. And we have impact frames here as well. Yeah? I believe so. These impact frames are okay. This is a 2D animated one, or 2D drawn. This is mostly just comp. This looks like there was an impact frame and then they kind of destroyed it. I'm not a big fan of this one. It's okay. That's so cool, dude. Oh, the weight on Sokaku is amazing, dude. I love just watching her wield this weapon. Look how much weight there is, dude. Like, she's leaning this far. So the only way you can lean this far away from your center of mass, right? Like, this is your center of mass here. But like your point of contact on the ground is here. The only way you can move your center of gravity this far is if you have another source of mass that counterbalances it. So this implies that this guy here is equal to everything on this side. That's like, this side feels so heavy. This side feels so heavy because you know that it weighs approximately the same as her because of this. That's how you get the weight subconsciously. You can see that. You can feel it. It's really good. Oh, look at this. Hang on. Look, every time she swings it, she has that counterbalance. Right here, again, so much of her weight is on this side relative to the foot. The rest of it is over here. Really heavy. She's constantly balancing. It's so good. This is very Genji. But yeah, this is a great pose. Obviously, they have such an amazing focal length here. We did a similar pose with Raiden, to be honest, and Progenitor. But yeah, good focal length. Oh, the impact frames are so cool here. This is interesting because impact frames do something special here. They're not just impact frames. They're like actually showing you where she is, which is cool. So like, this is like the shine of her sword is giving away her position, but you still can't see her. That's what it's implying, and it just gives such a cool look. The shadows on the shadow silhouettes. Oh god, so cool. Oh hello, oh hello. These are gorgeous. Look at this. Oh my god. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, look at this. This is so cool. This this spiky motion here, you'll notice like before the spiky motion was going the other way, right? So this first one, the spiky motion, look, all the spikes are pointing this way, right? And then, hang on, and then what happens? The spikes start going this way. Huh? That's because it goes from exploding out of the sheath to sliding out of the sheath. So this is actually the sort of like the pushing emotion of the sheath itself. And then over here was more like the initial sort of like forward momentum, as if the whole thing was moving forward. Now it's splitting into the sheath and the sword separately. God, that's cool. Yo, more impact frames? My god, I'm getting spoiled today, dude. Look at this. Oh damn, look at that. Look at the inversions. You'll notice the inversions here. Like this is where it's black, now it's white. That's a really cool part of impact frames, where like they have basically an understanding of the bright parts being like super bright and the dark parts being super dark, and then having that just flip for extra contrast is icing on the cake. Look at the composition. Beautiful composition. Really good. Boom. Look at that. Dude, I didn't know they all had custom bang boos, dude. They're so cute. And to see if someone can get away with 10 seconds straight of impact frames. Oh, I'm sure they can. They might get flagged for epilepsy though. It's just the reality. Oh god. I like how they kill their own enemy and just get ready to leave. Yeah. Dude, this was great. This is crazy. I did not expect it to be so good. I knew it was going to be good. I didn't know it was going to be every single character so far animated in the gorgeous way. That's kind of crazy. So, feet. That's our main lesson for today. No matter how well animated everything else is, if you animate all 10 toes, you have everyone else beat. That's what we've learned today. Am I a fan of feet? That's a personal question. I wish feet were real. Yeah. Bangu. Maybe one day. All right, you guys ready? Oh, I think I have to I need to reset my brain before I watch these. This is gonna be way too good. I need to reset my brain. We're gonna watch an ad. You guys ready? Hang on. You guys, I'm gonna take a quick break. You guys watch an ad while we're supposed to be running ads because of the pre-roll thing. I'll be right back. We did it. We did an ad break, guys. All right, baby. Oh, hello. Welcome back. Gun Girl Z, their game before HI3, and they're more Dojin Circle 2D animation nowadays. Interesting. Ah! Water. Okay, you guys ready? Okay, we're gonna watch Honkai Impact 3rd Reburn, which is gonna be the very first animation they ever put out, as far as I know. This is their cinematic trailers, so it was done by a different studio than MiHoYo. It's not MiHoYo themselves. In this particular case, it's Dancing CG Studio, but the other ones are Wonderium. So we're gonna find out which one is better. Going from GGZ to Reburn was a big step up for them. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's cool. All right, here we go. Interesting. The backgrounds actually look a little cheap. This looks really nice. I think it's painted over. They're missing a bit of curvature note on these. This is old. This is super old. Fucky. The line art on this looks so good. The shadows and the line art look really good. This was like pretty groundbreaking, especially at the time for 3D anime. Like, these shadows look great. Really hard to achieve these shadows, but I'm 90% sure that they actually painted these shadows in. So if you actually take a look, when she moves, if you look at this shadow right here, you'll notice that the neck moves, but the shadow doesn't. See that? The shadow is not moving with the geometry. The shadow is just, I think, being painted per frame. I think they're just painting over the shadows here. Yeah. So this is different from like typical cell shading. It's not like the normals are being edited or anything. I think it's just being painted over because the shadows are very, very pretty. They're very, very cleaned up. Like, this is these are really pretty shadows. That's like really impressive. Oh, hello. That's a hand animated shadow for sure. It's so good though. It's so good. Also, shout out to the underchin, the other chin. Like, this is actually a really cool thing that they do here where they have the underchin, but they're actually pushing the shadow of the underchin lower, which is actually something that anime does a lot, which is nice because, like, actually oftentimes people will push the underchin shadow too far up and it'll look a little bit more 3D. This is actually giving much more 2D vibe. And they're opting to get rid of the line art here, which hides the chin away, which is cool. It's actually a really great flattening technique. Impact frames? Impact frames? Wait, hang on. Let's see if these are 2D or 3D. This is really minimal, actually. Very minimal impact frames. Not nearly as detailed as we've seen in the past. I love this. The run animation here. So they do another really cool thing that we've talked about before with like the Sonic one. The face is not rotating that much, even though this run is happening and a lot of stuff is happening. The face does not rotate that much. The hands and the body, they just don't rotate that much. Generally speaking, animating this more like a 2D animation is really helping a lot, making this model feel flat and not too three-dimensional. Look how every time she poses, she has like a part of her that's staying still. Like this is staying completely still and her hands are moving here, right? For example, it's a really, really good tactic. I think it's a great idea to be able to implement this into your animation style. And it's a reason why doing 2D, 3D animation is not just about having good models. It has a lot to do with having good animation too. God, this still holds up so well, honestly. Did I see some messy shadows here? Hang on. You can see the messy shadows here. So like this, for example, like this doesn't need to be lit at all, but they're not going to bother cleaning up every single frame. So like you can see like this is like where you get the more normal sort of like unedited shadows. How a 3D animation would typically look if it was just thrown a toon shader, basically. That's wild. Is that smoke 3D? Hold up. Hang on. This smoke? That smoke is not 2D animated. That's really impressive 3D smoke. If I'm being honest, that's really, really good. It looks like they might be doing some sort of filter in After Effects in order to get it, but it looks like it's probably has a lot to do with ambient occlusion. But they're still getting like the softness. But the amount of detail and noise here, you can see this is from procedural stuff. This is all calculated math. This is not hand drawn at all. It's actually really impressive. And the number of frames that it has too is like a big indicator. So much variation in the shapes. But these are all 2D. So like if you look, that's 3D, but this right here, this is 2D. So it's really interesting. They're just combining like the various tactics. God, it still feels so anime though. Everything feels really, really good. Oh, she got her Jordans on. Wait. Did she lose clothes? Yeah, she's wearing less clothes now. That's hilarious. This stuff here, by the way, like all these shadows, these are all hand-drawn shadows. They really accent the animation. This feels so good though, honestly. I love how the samurai guy was like, a fly, I'll stab it. This is literally the equivalent of a guy in a kitchen with like a butcher knife or like with like a fruit knife trying to stab a fly in midair. Like the accuracy you would need for that is insane. It's like, she dodged it. However could she have done so? Oh my god. Like, bro, you have a better weapon for this. To be fair, he was really close. Yeah, I love notice how she's being parented to camera as well. Like the background is moving here, but she's not. Everything's being parented to the camera. This feels really, really smooth. It's a Spider-Verse-esque style of animating on twos. And this right here, again, we get the blobby shadows. These are just like well hidden. Like generally speaking, they're fixing the ones that matter and just leaving the ones alone that don't. But it's a good sign to show you that they are painting over the shadows for the most part to make them look good. This is such a cool running animation right here, actually. This is amazing because you have so much stability in her body and a lot of movement in her legs. It actually lends really, really well to like 2D. This mouth animation, I remember it blew me away. And I was like, why does this look so good? I don't know, actually. This is definitely 3D, but it feels so good. Now, this is a little messy. Like, technically, the line should be like a single line here, but like the amount of detail on this is really, really impressive. They are snapping on twos. They are snapping to their own different shapes. What's really interesting is that they're using the lower teeth here instead of the upper teeth like they normally would because she's upside down. I wonder if that's on purpose. So interesting. Anyway, there's a lot of really subtle movements here, and I was really impressed with that. Oh, it's right. It's Mei piloting the mech. That makes sense. She was going to get her because it was too dangerous, so she decided to stab her with a giant sword. That makes sense. Eternal Circus. Stationary Eternal Circus. All 2D. This is all 2D effects. All 2D. So this looks like it's moving way too much for a 2D animator to do. Actually, now that I look at it. Hang on. So this is all 2D for sure. This, it looks like this was 2D, but painted over a 3D, some sort of 3D simulation. It looks like some poor 2D animator suffered through drawing every frame of this to make it look like it's like moving. They definitely like this is a paint over of a basically 3D smoke sim. That's hilarious. Or no, is it? No, there's no way. There's no way they would do that. No, no way they would force someone to do that. But that's not 3D either. It's way too jittery. It's somewhere in between that. It's somewhere in between that. I can't say for sure, but it's definitely got hand-drawn elements on top of it. But like, it's not fully hand-drawn. Oh, weird. Wait, it's so low resolution all of a sudden. Hang on. Wait, what? Wait, what? Okay, I was gonna say. Small detail. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so the wings actually move on ones. The wings and the effects here move on ones, but she's still, well, she's stationary. But all the other times, it's move on twos. Yeah, it's rotoscope smoke. That's fair. I'd say that's true. Ich lieb dich, of course. That's what I would have said. So she killed Raiden's mech and was like, my bad. Damn. That was good. That was good. That was definitely very impressive. I'm actually surprised how well that holds up. It's been 6 years. It's really, really impressive. Yeah. Well then. The Japanese inspired Chinese game dropping German one-liners. Yeah. Straight up, like, the idea that they have like translations in the text for the English and they have the Chinese on here, like, This is already like, okay, so clearly you're targeting, you know, English and Chinese speakers. So why is this the most important part of the video being put in German with no translation? To be fair, we got to look this up. This is the part where we look it up and we get more invested in the show because we're like, hey, I put some effort into what this means. What does this mean? I'm looking it up. Hang on. It says in German, it means I love you. It means I love you. They're lesbians. All right, that's cute. That's cute. That's cute. They did a good job. Good job. Good job, lesbians. All right, before we watch this next one, we're gonna watch another ad because I'm trying to get up to 3 ads an hour. I'm trying to practice getting those pre-rolls out of the way. You guys ready? Here we go. The most open secret okay impact. Yeah. Let's talk about lesbians. Anyway, ad break. So it's like old Pixar movies, which are still look good even though they're made 20 years ago. Honestly, yeah, I would say they did an amazing job with that trailer in particular. I'm really curious to see if this second trailer is actually going to be by the same people or if it's going to be by Winterium. I don't know. You should look into the first Guilty Gear Xrd. That's fair. I don't think I've actually seen the Guilty Gear Xrd stuff. That's a fair point. Lots of juicy animation Guilty Gear for sure. Yeah. Oh, hello. Welcome. Welcome back. We're going to watch the second trailer now. You guys ready? This is Will of the Hersher, which, by the way, I guess every word here is German. I think that's just how it works. It's a German game. Hersher Kitchen? Okay. Insta-kills? Yeah. I realize I haven't done Guilty Gear Xrd yet, and I actually really want to. We did Guilty Gear Strive. We did a ranking for Guilty Gear Strive, and it was gorgeous. It was absolutely amazing. But I actually really want to do a Guilty Gear Xrd one pretty soon because I know for a fact there's going to be some comparisons that are going to be amazing. But you know, we'll find time for it eventually. All right, here we go. Will of the Hersher. Dude, I don't know if I'm ready for the improvement. I think there's going to be a market improvement in this one. It's already so good. Damn, that looks so good. Damn, that looks so good. So all these shadows are drawn for sure. I feel like the mouth here is a little bit less 3D, something less 3D about it. It's like it's kind of off the axis a little bit, which is great. It doesn't have to be 2D drawn, but it could be offset in 3D, which is nice. The hair is probably the most 3D looking thing in this entire animation. You'll see it. Like the way it moves is extremely 3D. You can see here, like this is really hard to get right. They're also doing a thing here where they're simplifying the line art, so it only draws silhouette. This is specifically to make sure that it doesn't get too noisy with too much like overlapping geometry. So it's a good fix. It will look the most 3D though out of anything. Hair is usually like that. We talked about before. Hair is really hard to get right in 3D. That's just how it is. For anime. Yeah. Yo, look at this mouth, bro. Look at this mouth. That's a fully 2D mouth. There's absolutely no way that's 3D. That's a fully 2D mouth. There's just too much perfection to that shape, I feel like. And it's not affecting any of the other geos. Really good. These shadows are fully painted on. The Rembrandt triangle is really hard to get right. This is something that like is so much easier just to draw on top, and it looks fantastic. Oh god. Oh god, that's terrifying. 2D effects. God, this face looks really, really good. This face looks really, really good. So this is a 3/4 view. God, this is gorgeous. This is so pretty. This is so pretty, dude. So this is a thing that is a common mistake with 3D models, but this achieves it really well, where they actually have a 3/4 view that follows the anime silhouette really, really well. Oftentimes when people model 3D, they model like the side view and then model the front view. That doesn't take into consideration this view, which is where most anime models are actually viewed from. Like most anime characters are viewed from this angle. So you have to get this angle right. If you don't, it will look very strange. It'll look very flat because the side views are never actually accurate. So you end up with something that like feels like it's like cutting off a little bit here, and it looks like kind of like that. This is a very common problem with anime figures. But this preserves it really, really well. There's a clear personality in her face. There's a clear life in her face that is being preserved here with the model itself. It works so well. That's crazy. Is this on ones? Yeah, this is on ones. So they are fully embracing the 3D for this one. And it's really cool that they do that, because for generally speaking for non-humanoid characters, for non-human characters, doing like a fully CG kind of thing reads a lot better. Like it's a lot easier to digest for us human viewers, because we're much pickier on human models. We're just much, much pickier. But this actually feels really good as a 3D model. Like it feels great. That's crazy. It feels so 3D and I don't mind it at all. Look at all these custom shadows that they've drawn here. This is I was about to say gorgeous. This is gorgeous. It's gorgeous and beautiful and gorgeous at the same time. These custom shadows here, the custom lines that they have here, these furrow lines, these wrinkles, also really, really good. This nose feels like it might even be custom, like it might be pushed to the side a little bit, because it's normally supposed to be like here in the model itself, but sometimes if the model knows what they're doing, they might have a little bit like of an extra bit here. But this is uncentered. It's an uncentered nose. This is very common in 2D. In 2D, artists will draw the nose like off center quite a bit, because it looks more appealing when you have it like over here, and it gives it a bit more depth. So it's better than having it here, to be honest. Like doesn't look as good. This is not very easy to achieve in 3D. You have to tweak it by hand or whatever. This is showing someone who clearly has a good understanding of 2D, and maybe a draw over from an animation supervisor, but this is clearly a very experienced 2D artist who's doing this. Yeah, that hair. The hair is pretty atrocious. It's really hard to animate extremely long hair in 3D, especially trying to look 2D. Oh god. Oh, that was a gorgeous face. Oh my god, it's the robot! Oh, this is cool. Damn! Whew! 2D animated effects. All of these mechas look so good. Wait, hold up. Let me see this face. Hang on. Wait. Are the eyes hand drawn? No way. No way the eyes are hand drawn. I think they are. This is not on model. Look how her eye changes shape almost completely between these two frames. I think her eyes are hand drawn. I think they're being replaced. That's why they look so good. That's crazy. I'm pretty sure what's going on is they have the 3D base and it looks like it has the eyes there, but then a 2D artist is drawing over it to correct everything. This is insane how much her face changes here. You can see her chin as well is changing a lot. I wonder if part of her silhouette's also getting redrawn. But like, I don't think that's actually a 3D face. That makes a lot of sense. That's why it looks so good. It looks so 2D. Yeah, her eyes are definitely being redrawn here, especially in this area, because like that's so much distortion there. It's very difficult to get right in 3D. Wow. The faces are fully 2D for this one. That's crazy. I was convinced that it was pretty good earlier. I actually don't think the model was prepared for this. I think it's all the 2D artist is doing it. That's crazy. Well, that explains why it looks so good. A 2D artist is actually drawing over the faces here. That makes sense. Oh, what a great shot. That's so cool. Damn. That's a cool shot too. This is stuttering a little bit. I wonder why. Oh, because the background isn't moving on ones. Fascinating. So this feels like just like a low frame rate because the entire scene is low frame rate right now because I can't. So I'm going forward and backwards. Like these 2 frames are exactly identical. And then you go to another one and you get another 2 frames that are exactly identical. So it's fully on 2s, which just means it's 12 FPS. That's why it doesn't read as well. If this was like the background was moving at 24 FPS and the front was moving at 12 FPS, it would be better. But yeah, makes sense. I'm getting a little bit of stutteriness overall. And I feel like it's just because the background isn't very clear, they're not able to take advantage of that 24 FPS background to really gain the smoothness that you would normally get for like an NPR mixed frames animation. Interesting. The shadows on these guys are also really good, I want to say. Like, I feel like it's easier to do with non-humanoid things, to be fair, for sure. But, like, I have to compliment their mecha shadows. I think they're quite good. You can still see that there's kind of, like, this, like, random kind of, like, shape thing that's going on here every now and then. But that shows that these are not fully edited shadows. They're actually just the shadows of the 3D models for the most part, which means they've done a good job modeling the angularity of the shapes and everything like that to match the 2D concept. That helps the shadows be a lot cleaner, along with some normal editing. I'm sure they've done some of that as well. Oh, this right here, hang on, this looks hand fixed. So there's a couple things here that are definitely being like fixed by hand, which is the speculars here on the metal. Really hard to get done into 3D. Like, you have to have some sort of 2D expertise on where to put these speculars. Hard to calculate. And then if you have this right here, this is a really subtle thing, but adds so much. That right there, you see that? Boop. The shadow goes in on that bevel just a little bit. That's pretty hard to replicate in 3D. You can do it. It's just like it's hard to replicate consistently. This is a really common effect in 2D where they have just like a slight bit of that bleed over in the bevel of each corner. That adds a lot, and you can kind of see it in various places here, like right here as well. Really impressive stuff. I'd say this adds a lot to it, and I am curious if they did this in 2D or 3D. Because they're doing it on mixed, I wonder if it is 2D, but it feels like it probably is being calculated to a degree in a really nice way. That's cool. That's really cool. But yeah, it's adding a lot of that 2D flair to a 3D animation. It's awesome. Oh, here too as well. You see these highlights? This has to be some form of 2D, I think. It's very difficult to get that to look good in 3D automatically. Whoa. Honkai. She said the thing. Maybe some custom normal setup via texture map? Possibly. But it would only work from like one angle. Like, that's the thing. It inverts the other way if you use normals. So it just depends on, like, it'd be nice if you could do it where it didn't invert. It would actually just like do the same thing on both sides. But anyway, I digress. Ah, here you can see a couple of the shadows. Ah, look at this. So you can see the shadows moving across the face here. They kind of snap in like this. This is a little bit more accurate to like what the 3D shadows most likely look like. They're a little bit less smooth. They're a bit snappier because of how many like facades are totally flat. So it's like a binary value in cell shading. It's either lit or it's not lit. So sometimes you get this thing where it's like, okay, so this is clearly one face. It just like snaps away from being a thing. In 2D, they never do this. In 2D, they always have some form of like a transition where like it's like still slightly shaded on one side, and then like the next frame it goes away. Stuff like that. It'll have like a wipe across the surface instead. So that's one of the hard things about doing like mechas and like flat hard surface things in 3D when you're doing cell shading, is that the cell shading will like blink in and out of existence because of the normals. That's how the normals work. I love the design though. It looks really satisfying. Whoa! Oh, that's cool. So much detail in the models, dude. That's cool. Something symbolism, I'm sure. Oh, no. No way. She swallowed them all? Oh my god, get wrecked, dude. Oh shit. Oh, 2D, look at the 2D effects there. Oh man. Wow, dude. That's a big old, that's just a big old no. No you. Oh god, that was a great moment. Such a cool moment. And there's a dragon. This is a really, really cool, subtle thing they've done here. So the sparks that are flying, the sparks are actually like kind of randomish, but then like as you follow the dragon, notice how the sparks move in the direction that the camera's moving. This is really, really cool because it actually it addresses like a thing that people don't really think about too much. Sparks, the lines that sparks are moving in is actually not directly related to the direction that they are moving in. It's actually related to the direction that the camera is moving in, technically. Like it can, right? This is actually a screen space motion blur. So in real life, you know, it's basically a screen space motion blur. So when you have that going around, the camera movement is being portrayed by the direction of the spark trails, even though you have no other background to look at for reference. It's a really like self-aware thing that they like did that, because they could have easily just like forgot about it and like you get lost for a second. But no, you get actually, you follow the momentum completely. You can see here, like as he's going down, he's flying downwards, camera's going down, you see all this stuff going upwards. It's really satisfying, honestly. And then the moment you stop moving, once again, all of these trails start to synchronize with their own movements instead, because the relative camera movement is dominated by their own individual vectors rather than the camera's vectors. How cool is that, dude? How cool? That is really, really cool. You can feel the movement of the camera without seeing any camera movement. What? Dude, impressive directing right there. That's like a 3D smoke thing. That's like, it's interesting. I love these 3D revolving shots because they're just so unafraid. It's so cool. Now the fact that their faces are 2D is kind of crazy because they have to draw this every frame. It's done really, really well. It does not feel like it's being drawn in 2D. I'm guessing that most likely they're drawing on top of the faces somehow, because like drawing the frames this consistently between like this frame and that frame is actually really, really hard, especially with revolving shots for 2D artists. This is a difficult task. So they either did it really, really well and got a really, really talented 2D animator, or they had a trick where they animate the 2D in the 3D space somehow to preserve that. Most likely, actually, now that I think about it, sorry, let me retract that statement. They're definitely drawing on top of a 3D model. So that probably helps a lot. Because they have a base eye shape and a base eye placement, they're able to sort of get that mostly correct because of the references. Without the reference, it's a lot more difficult. So that's probably where I'm getting that confusion. Most 2D animators wouldn't have that reference. But with the base model to paint over, I think it's okay. Fascinating. But what, like, notice a thing where the revolves. This is one thing that like 2D artists get right, but 3D artists can oftentimes get wrong. So you can see here, track her further eye, right? Her eye in the back. Even though we've rotated all the way over here, technically if it was a 3D model, her eye would be obscured. Instead, the 2D artist has opted to show this eye. And it's kind of like the eye's been kind of pushed forward just a little bit. But it works. Like, you can still see the eye. You're already on this side of the face. You're like mostly on this side of you can still see the other eye. This is like it's a very common technique for appealing faces. You really want to see that other eye. And like, arguably that's what happens in real life anyway, but like the 3D models for anime typically don't have that amount of appeal because there's not as much conscious control over that kind of thing. So yeah. You can still see the other eye. It's still there. Crazy, dude. Beautiful side view. Oh, so good. Okay. So this is a really interesting case study because one of the biggest complaints I have about this particular cinematic, while they did a lot of really, really cool things, they embraced the 3D a lot more, but also they had a lot more 3D hair. Like the hair in this one, admittedly, is beautiful. Granted, like it's braided hair, so you can see like braided hair works a lot better than loose hair. Loose hair is really hard to animate in 3D. Very, very hard. So the braided hair, the ponytails, like these help a lot. Am I still alive? Am I gonna be able to watch this? There we go. So you can see the way her hair moves is a lot more friendly to 3D. Because it's like two solid chunks that in real life also move that way. Here you can see that like the hair is like extremely unruly. Like that's not the greatest silhouettes. This is really hard to animate because you kind of only have as much control as the amount of bones that you have, and like you can't feasibly rig every individual strand, nor can anyone animate that much. So because you have to do it by hand, you really have to simplify it, and you get these unruly shapes where like especially if the hair is not default straight, which in this case it's not. You can actually tell why this is. Let me get back to that in a second. But the hair is difficult to separate these chunks, and so you get these large unruly chunks. This shape, actually, you'll notice the reason why this particular shape looks so kind of crunchy is actually because you can tell this hair was modeled curved. This is one of the annoying things with animating hair too. The hair was modeled curved, which means that when you animate it, it's really difficult to uncurl it because the bones are curled out already and all the weights are like a little chonky. So if you actually try to unfurl furled hair when it's modeled curled, it will never look straight. It's really, really hard to get straight looking hair from a curled model. So how do I know this is modeled curled? Let's go back to here. This is the default shape. This is basically the default shape. It's a shape that it looks the best in. Look, hang on. Where's that shot from the back? Where's that shot from the back? I think it's here. Yeah, here we go. So you can tell this is actually the shape that they prioritized. You can, I bet you, we go back to the other shot, you can see this shape in the model as she's like moving her hair around in the other shot. You're gonna see this pattern because they've modeled it into the hair, which is a bit of a mistake, to be fair. Like ideally what you want to do is you want to have like straight hair and then have this be like an action constraint or a predefined pose in some way, so you can replicate it easily. But like when you don't have straight hair and you try to animate it like straight hair, like at the beginning here, you get that. Notice the same shape right there. You see that? You see that again over there? It's like the same shape being twisted to try to look like it's like loosey goosey, but it wasn't meant to move. It just wasn't made to be flexible, and that's what you get for modeling it in a curved way. Anyway, that's a really cool case study. I enjoyed that. Let's take a look at the next one, but I'm going to be very particular about the hair in the next one because I remember the hair being a little bit more improved, but we're going to see exactly by how much. Before we do, we're going to watch another ad. Check it. Look at me watching ads. Hey guys, you guys got to tell me what ad you get, because I'm actually kind of curious. All right, here we go. Let me see this one. Hey, anyway, how many of you guys don't have ads and can see me right now? You guys having fun? You guys want to talk about lesbians? That seems like a good topic of discussion while we wait. Oh, this one's done by Wonderium. Okay, so this one's Wonderium. I'm really excited for that. I feel like this one was not Wonderium. This doesn't feel like Wonderium, but I don't know who made it. There's no credits on this one. Really sad, actually. I kind of wish they had credits. They don't have credits for this one. Who made it? Please tell me. It's illegal to hide this information from me. Now we're thinking with portals. I just caught up with chat. Hilarious. An Oculus Quest ad? Damn. Crazy. Like the Quest 2? Wait, is there a Quest 3 now? I can't remember now. I think there is. I think there's a Quest 3. Organ donation is crazy. Hey, it's like, hey guys, not only do we need your money, we also need your spleen. Donate today and be a hero. Stop giving me McDonald's. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm loving it. My favorite theme of discussion per now is 3D and animation. Well, fair. You've come to the right place. Have you seen the new Woowa character animation? I have not. What's the name of the new Woowa character? What is the name of the new Woowa character? I got Subaru and Coke ads. Wait, did I get tricked to pay more attention to the ad? Hey, look, it's not like I get anything if you buy their stuff. I have no idea. I'm legitimately just curious. I want to know what they're advertising on my channel. That's what I want to know. I literally have no idea. I didn't consent to any of this. I've simply been told I need to run 3 ads per hour to get pre-roll ads off my fucking back. Anyway, excuse my French. You guys ready? You guys ready for Lament of the Fallen? I think this is probably one of my favorite ones. I've seen it a few times. I may or may not have memorized this one a little bit. This was really good. Now, this is so far the first one by Wonderium, as far as I know. So as far as I'm concerned, Wonderium is goated. But we're gonna find out exactly how much better this one is compared to the other one. And we're gonna see what improvements they made. You know what I mean? We're gonna see what improvements they made. Really curious to see if they did 2D faces for this one or not. I think at some point they didn't. I think this one is actually 3D. Anyway, we're gonna talk about it. Okay, here we go. "2D clouds, 2D lightning." Okay, so this is a really cool thing I just want to talk about real quick. This right here, this downwards pan, this very easily could have been like kind of a 3D looking pan. This is a trick. This is a trick. They're tricking us. This is fascinating. So this is really, really subtle. But usually, because this is definitely a 3D model, 100%, this is a 3D model for the environment itself. I can tell you that with utmost confidence. However, it's not 3D in this shot. So what does that mean? They took a render, and you can tell because they are implying in this shot with how they've composited it that there is supposed to be parallax. So you see a bit of parallax between this thing here and the background. So you can see like far in the background in the mountains, like if you compare the two movements, you can see that like clearly the mountains are getting a little lower relative to this like stick thing here, right? So what that means is like there's parallax between the horizon and the foreground. What that implies when there's parallax is that there is translational movement in 3D space. In other words, the camera is moving physically downwards. Allegedly. But they have tricked us. This is a trick. There's parallax here in the background relative to the foreground First of all, no parallax between the mountains and the city. So this is a fully 2D painted matte painting. This whole piece is flat. It's one piece. Meanwhile, the foreground here is also completely flat. You can notice there is absolutely no parallax on the fence, on the ground, on the 3D shapes of this thing. This is a 2D render of the 3D environment that is being moved upwards as a plate in After Effects to emulate parallax the same way they do in anime with flat images. That's crazy. Just right off the bat, giving us a shot that emulates 2D anime so well, despite having access to this, which is definitely a 3D environment. Like, this is definitely a 3D environment. So they've played tricks in our mind on our expectations already, which is really, really cool. Like, I'd say I give massive props to this because it's such a subtle thing. Nobody's really going to know, but they're going to look at this and they're going to be like, wait, is that 2D? Because it is. That's so cool. Notice they're doing this trick everywhere. These are all flat plates. There's no parallax at all. This is almost orthographic mode, by the way. There's literally like, hang on. Is this orthographic mode? There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way this is orthographic mode. Guys, I think this is orthographic mode. This might be, this is either orthographic or it's a very, very high, like 600 millimeter lens. Like, I think it might be like a very, very high millimeter lens, I think is what it is. Because it's not quite parallel. It doesn't have the exact angle here as it does here. Like, this is slightly less parallel for sure. But I think this is like 500, 600 millimeters. Like, very, very flat. What that does is it just flattens the depth, which is cool because you have these kinds of environments that typically 2D artists will draw quite a lot. They'll draw like very flat environments, and it helps kill the 3D essentially. But again, we have no parallax here. No parallax here at all. And then this gorgeous thing. What the hell is this? Oh my god. A fully 2D mouth. That's fully 2D for sure. I'm 90% sure this face was drawn over. Like, that's a drawn over face. This is not a 3D eye. The eyelashes are way too thick. Typically when the eyes are open, the eyelashes are much thinner. So having really, really thick eyelashes like that on a closed eye shape is pretty rare, because most of the time by default, the thing that makes sense is to have the same thickness eyelashes when you close your eyes. But this is an exaggerated eyelash shape. Really cool. God, there's so much beautiful movement here. Oh, we see parallax for the first time there. You see that? That was cool. Beautiful, just beautiful mouth shape. Once again, this is fully 2D. There's no way that this is 3D. That is a 2D mouth on a 3D model. This is actually 3D. This is a 3D mouth. However, that's 2D. Almost guaranteed. The side eye is 2D. That's a 2D eye. Whoa, what was that? Guys, I'm looking at something that you guys probably don't even realize. What the hell is going on with her shoulder? It's like swallowing up her back. Look at that. What is going on there? That's crazy. Look, the logo is like sliding into her, like the volume preservation. Like, where is it? Where'd it go? It's fascinating. It's mostly invisible, honestly, but I wonder why they did that. It's very incredible. God, look at the amazing poses here. So this is actually not parented to camera, which is cool. It feels still really, really good, but it's because there's not enough background movement to justify it. I want to compliment their fist shape. That's a really good shape. That's a really good shape. This is like some really nice knuckle shape here, not kinked at all. By kinked, I mean like it's not been flattened. It hasn't like doesn't have like the flattened weights here. The knuckles are really well preserved. There's no gaps in between the hands. This is a very common thing to do in 3D. Oftentimes there's a slight gap right here because when you have the hands open, the fingers do not have, they're not like fully close together. So they only close these gaps in the fist shape because the fat is expanding when you do that. So this requires custom attention. You have to really make sure that these are closing on the fist shape, which is a special attention to the rig. Very, very good, very clean, very demure. Oh, that's cool. Why you can't do that stuff in 3D? Which one, Gethist? I'm actually curious. I can answer the question. I'd love to. Which aspect are you asking about for which one can we not do in 3D? God, look at this face. Yeah. Once again, this is definitely completely drawn over. These faces are completely drawn over. But they are surprisingly consistent because they are drawing over the 3D model. So the model itself can't be that bad. It must be quite good. All this line art is custom. You can see all this line art is all custom drawn. Smears. Whoa, the shadows here are so good. Okay, interesting. So are the shadows being totally hand-drawn as well? There's a couple things here that are definitely not. Like, this is definitely a real shadow because there's so much detail in the fingers and like how they're casting onto her that it's definitely not hand-drawn. But like this right here feels hand-drawn because it's so clean and so perfectly placed. And then you have this transition here is crazy. Like, this is a really, really clean shadow. Like this shape here, you can see how it not only has this kind of like almost like a meniscus line. If you guys paid attention in chemistry, there's like a meniscus line here where the shadow is kind of like blurred and like averaging into the knee shadow, which is cool. And this shape is definitely not accurate. Like, this is not being cast by the knee. The knee is over here. If this was a real shadow, you would see a shadow like this, which would be a lot messier. So this feels like a handcrafted shadow. This also feels like a handcrafted shadow right here. This little indent feels really, really nice. The shadows are really, really clean for this. I feel like it's handcrafted. It's got to be handcrafted because, yeah, again, there should be shadows here if it was actually casted. Fair enough. Interesting. Definitely a combination of the shadow map that they have rendered. Oh, thank you. But yeah. Sorry, let me just do this. There you go. See the shadow right there? It's not accurate to the knee shape. The knee shape should be casting shadow like this. Like it should be. Right? But this is going to be really messy. Yeah. That's going to be really, really messy. So like this is definitely hand painted, I feel like. But you do have like elements of the original cast shadows here. Like this feels like it was probably cast originally. And then it changes to the next frame and it's like, oh, that's a totally different one. So that's evidence that it's being hand painted, especially here, like right here. Like, why is there even light here? There shouldn't be light here. This is like a hand painted shadow of some sort, for sure. Very interesting, actually. It's very, very interesting. But yeah, we have a question. Like eyes, mouth, shadows, I don't really get how and why. So is it some style or technical thing? Absolutely, it's a technical thing. So it's not that it's impossible. It's simply that it's impractical. Most of the times, a lot of these things you just don't have control over in 3D. If you let the computer take over, what's going to happen is you're going to get ugly stuff. You're going to get a bunch of ugly stuff because the geometry that is in 3D isn't exactly what you want most of the time. So there's situations where like if you let 3D do its thing, it's just going to look bad most of the time. And mouths are a good example of that. Like if you get a mouth that's a side view like this, a good example is like, let me see the side view here. There's a reason why this mouth is more likely to be 2D than it is 3D. It certainly can be done in 3D, but it's more practical to do it in 2D because you have to break the model in a way, right? So in this example, like the lips are technically open. In a 3D model, you have to be able to open the lips because that's how mouths work, right? So in a 3D model, you'll get something more like this. You'll notice that the lips are open and therefore there's a mouth there, there's a mouth hole there. But in this example, there's no mouth hole. It's actually being completely covered up. This is almost definitely being drawn over by 2D to cover this up and then to replace essentially this area with a 2D mouth. You could do it in 3D. It would just, you're basically just doing 2D work in 3D at that point. It just doesn't make any sense to do it in 3D. So what you would do, you would cover this up, hide probably this area of the mouth, maybe borrow what's existing here. Like most likely the animators have some sort of teeth animation going on here. Draw over that for consistency on geometry for the camera, but then like make the shape correct, right? So now you cover this up, you have the correct teeth shape like that. You have the end of the mouth being here implied. Stuff like that. Like there's going to be a lot more freedom you have with the 2D shape than you do with the 3D geometry. And it's just going to be easier to do in 2D. In some cases, you know, if you wanted to do this in 3D, you could create a custom rig for it that's like super complicated. It's going to be state of the art at that point, basically. Yeah. Yeah, Chris says CG models are based on geometry and space as opposed to a drawing, which has created the illusion of dimensionality. Yeah, pretty much. Like you have so much more freedom to choose how you want your geometry to be presented when you draw it on top of it. Oh, the paw! So cool. Whoa, hang on. I gotta see this. From an animation perspective, this is actually a little bit... like, I wish he took an extra step here. Oh, fun fact. Is this a 2D... Wait, is this a 2D background? Is there no parallax on this again? Yo. Wait, guys, hang on. Check this out. Wait, this is bold. There's no way. Is there... Wait, there is parallax. There's slight parallax here. Is there? I can't tell. Is that the same? Wait, hang on. I got an idea. I'm getting my measuring stick out. Notepad. This is the stupidest thing I've ever done. This is the stupidest thing I've ever done. This is the stupidest thing I've ever done. Okay, hang on. Oh, it's way longer. Okay, I'm crazy. There's parallax here. Whew! There's parallax here. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, there's parallax. I thought they were going crazy with it. I thought they were like matching up the foot contacts and everything like perfectly, and I was like, insane. This is insane. Yeah. Is it not just a focal length change? I mean, it's definitely a really high focal length, which is interesting. Because normally you would use a very, very low focal length for this kind of shot. I do wonder if the characters are rendered at a different focal length than... That wouldn't be possible if they want to get the foot contacts in, though. It's fascinating, because this is a really, really high focal length. Well, relatively high focal length for the characters. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they faked it with the scale of the characters. It's very possible. So interesting. But yeah, it does feel very flat, which is impressive. Anyway, I was gonna say this feels like it needs another step. She's coming over here. There should have at least been like a micro step for this foot, where this foot steps forward just a little bit to get ready for the next jump, which happens here because it feels like the jump kind of comes out of nowhere. She's barely even settled into this pose before she does like the biggest jump in her life. She needs to have just a little bit of an adjustment to have like a quote unquote like a running start, right? Like you have like just a little bit of a step here to have that forward momentum like bring you that way and then go up. That would feel a little bit better. That's why this jump feels a little bit unnatural. Yeah, here as well is a small thing. Like technically speaking, this doesn't really have the anticipation that you kind of want it to have. Her leg is the only thing that's moving, but in reality, for her leg to move that much, she really needs to be able to move the rest of her body. Like the twist on her upper body that's already here is a bit too early. Like technically speaking, you would be like this, probably like more like this, you know, if anything, and then by the time you do this, then you do this pose where you have the hand here and you have the other arm back there. Then you do that pose. Then you have this like this counterclockwise movement here, or sorry, the clockwise movement here and a counterclockwise movement of the foot counteracting each other. So you have proper torque for this foot. Otherwise, it kind of feels a little floaty. Like it's a little floaty here. It's the only thing. God, look at these faces though. This is a gorgeous face. Almost definitely 2D. It's just way too good. Oh, look at this, dude. So much scrunch. Look at that scrunch, dude. Oh, look at the gorgeous shadow here too. The gorgeous shadow here. All 2D painted for sure. I mean, just look at the extra lines on the face. Oh man, that's so good. Shout out to the inner knee lines. This is great. The inner knee lines, the inner knee shadows, really well done. Again, definitely painted for sure. Like this shadow especially. Whoa. You guys see that? This shadow actually blends together. That's cool. Face shadow's gorgeous here. Absolutely gorgeous. And then look, it connects. So there's like a good amount of animation here going on. And like this is definitely a nose that's just from the model for sure, because it's moving around so much in parallax. Like that feels like you can see the 3D just a little bit in that. We get some extra shadows here. Yeah, look at that. Look how malleable her eye is. Look at that. That again feels like it's got to be 2D. It's just the shadows are so clean. I mean, there's definitely some 3D animation going on underneath all of this, but I just feel like there's a 2D animator just fixing all of the shapes. It's incredible. What is this mouth? Look at that mouth, guys. It's connected here. Wait, hang on. Hang on. Look at that mouth. It's connected here. It's no longer connected. Now you see the inner cheek line for some reason. It's a little weird, I'm not gonna lie. But look at that. That's 2D. That's a little weird to do in 3D. You ready? I'm conscious of this. We're good. Sheesh. Oh, take a seat, madam. Oh, my favorite part. My favorite part. Oh. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna be honest. This is the most gorgeous frame in the whole video. I love this shot. The shot is so pretty. You guys have no idea. I love this shot. I love it. Oh my god, it's so good. Why do I like it so much? I don't even know. So here's the thing. This looks incredibly 2D. I'm pretty sure it is just basically 2D. They're doing a lot of really good things here. One is like every single highlight on this thing is really well accented. Like you see every necessary shape immediately. And I think that's to be commended. It feels like a Makoto Shinkai frame. Like this feels like it could be in Kimi no Na wa or Weathering with You or Suzume. Like this feels like it could fit there, right? So the reflections here on the edges, that's like a very common thing in Shinkai's stuff. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. all that stuff, absolutely gorgeous. This custom shadows is just fully 2D. This makes no sense in 3D. Like, this would make no sense, but it is exactly what you need to understand the shape of it in 2D. Really interesting. Like, there's no logic behind this that can be computer generated, but it feels really, really good. On top of that, this has a slight bend to it that you don't really notice. It's very subconscious, but there is a slight bend to it, and you can feel it. You can feel it. Not to mention, look at all the lighting. See the lighting. You know what this lighting represents? You don't see it. You don't see it, but the lighting represents the bench. The bench is being moved even further every frame, which is so cool, right? Like, you get all that movement, all that detail for free, basically, with just the shadows. It's such an efficient shot, and it conveys everything you need to know. And then of course, you get these gorgeous shadows. Once again, with that little bit of cut in for the bevel. You see that? That little cut in the bevel is absolutely gorgeous. And it just keeps going. It just keeps going. And you get this beautiful cast shadow from itself, which is really good. Yeah, just incredible stuff. And then, yeah, you just get like the remainder of this, which is a little bit of debris to add that on. This is such a stupid shot. Like, I shouldn't like this as much as I do, but I absolutely adore this shot. Yeah, the screw is also unbolting. You can see it's wiggling, and it unscrews here, comes off. Like, how much tension is in a single shot of just a single screw? Like, I love this shot so much. It's so stupid, but it's so well done. Oh my god. Anyway, this is almost definitely done in 2D, but it's definitely got a 3D base to go off of. You can see the geometric integrity of the screw and the geometric integrity of the cube and everything is really well done. So it's got some sort of 3D base, but like, the 2D is really what makes it at the end of the day. The shading is absolutely gorgeous, and the shadows are absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Let's watch it again. Oh! This is so interesting. Hang on. Let me watch this shot real quick. This is a really interesting shot. You guys notice why this feels interesting? So this is a 3D shot, but they're mimicking almost like a puppet animation. Yeah, they're mimicking like live 2D almost. Like, this feels like it's like an After Effects puppet tool, liquefy tool, just moving some things around. It's definitely not because of how some things are moving. I can see some parallax here, so that's fair. And it'd just be easier to do it in 3D because they had the 3D models. But like, it's mimicking that, and I think it does a really good job, specifically because they're noticing how, like, so notice how Kiana's body doesn't actually rotate like backwards all that much. Like, if you look at the parallax of like her torso here, like her hip area, her hip is actually not moving backwards. It's actually rotating towards camera just like a little bit counterclockwise. And that's how you get that flatness. It's like the legs don't move too much. You just maintain the flatness of like the relative silhouettes where the parallax is minimized. And you add parallax to certain areas like the hair and the hands, and you're good. It's fascinating. That's really, really cool. You can see a little bit of the face warping here. So the face warping is due to the it just being 2D. You can see, like, look at the mouth here. If I play it back, the mouth is basically just a single drawn frame that's being warp tooled. This is actually being liquefied. You can see that to match the tongue has a little bit of an extra layer, which is cool, but everything else is, yeah, this is just basically being warped. Isn't that interesting? So because it's slow motion, that's the biggest thing. This is on ones. Look at this. This shot is on ones because it's in slow motion. 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. Animating mouths on ones is twice as hard as animating on twos. People don't realize this. Slow motion is extremely hard to do in 2D. Extremely hard to do in 2D. Because there's way more frames and it's not worth it. So slow motion is a strictly 3D thing to do. And you don't want to move things around that much, which is probably why they didn't move it around so much in the previous shot either, because they wanted to maintain the shadows as clearly as possible. They didn't want any parallax because the shadows would have to be redrawn every single frame because it's on once. This is exactly the same thing. So they're actually just taking one frame of the mouth and just distorting it. They're just warping it to try to match the 3D shape, but it's not working, of course, because that's not how mouths work. Yeah. Whoa. Oh, these effects are so gorgeous, dude. Just shout out to the hair real quick. Hang on. Let's look at Raiden's hair. Shout out to the hair, dude. Look at this. Look at the hair shape here. How it just like whips to the front as she transfers all her momentum into Kiana. That's so cool. The hair in this one looks so much better. And you can tell because they're animating almost every single strand by hand. That's why it looks so good. It's so much work, dude. Almost every single strand here has its own animation. They're not moving together as a group. They're actually moving slightly separate. Slightly separate. It's crazy. Yeah. Ginger Bear. No, that's not grease pencil. That is definitely After Effects. Or it's definitely some form of 2D compositor. Yeah, because the mouth is not being parented in 3D space. It's actually being deformed in 2D space. Like it's being basically warped in 2D space to pretend like it's matching 3D. Are you doing so much in reverse with the? Yeah. It's the comma and the period keys. Yeah. Like there was an attack, and by the rotation of the hand, Kiana should have flew different. But why did she do something that was? Okay, all right, fair enough. You said nothing. Fair enough. Okay, cool. Here we go. Woo. She's back. These are obviously all 2D drawings in case anybody's wondering. Senpai? Whoa, how did her eye get there? Hang on. Oh, just a fade in. Very interesting. Huh. Fascinating that they did that. Whoa, hang on. This mouth is gorgeous. Okay. Yeah, this is all... Oh, man, this is crazy that this would be 2D because it's so much work. But, like, they do such a good job with it. Yeah, none of the 3D shapes make sense here. Like the teeth is like... The teeth are shorter here, and then suddenly they're longer. See that? That's something you don't really have freedom to control in 3D in a practical manner. Like... And now like the teeth are rotated this way. They were rotated that way before. They're definitely like teeth are definitely pointed that way right now. And then you go to the next frame, they're definitely pointed that way now, right? Like that's crazy. There's so much freedom and of like geometry here that's happening. Man, the mouth is so pretty. Look at the water droplets. Dude, I love water droplets. This is something we've done in 3D as well. I feel like this is definitely a 3D thing. They have like meta balls or something similar where they can create these shapes really easily. Raindrops look gorgeous in 3D. I think they can be done really well. This is probably 3D if I'm being honest. I don't think this is not being drawn over at all. It's very possible to achieve this with a raindrop. Like we've done this before. Woo! Dude, this face. Oh my god, this face is so good. Again, this is almost fully 2D. Like the hair is 3D, the face is gonna have some 3D base, but like all the shadows are 2D. Like, man, like this doesn't even match up. This is crazy. Like this is not the same shadow. This is not the same shadow shape. Like that's fascinating. So I'm almost willing to bet like there was a slightly different hair animation when they first did the 2D artist stuff, the 2D artist pass, and then like the 2D artist drew all these shapes by hand, and then the 3D animator like fixed the quote unquote fixed the bang animation, and then it didn't match up perfectly anymore. That's my guess. But yeah, it's pretty decent. Woo! So cool. What a great pose. This is from 2020. I didn't realize it was from then. Definitely earlier days of Blender being used by studios. Does Wonderium use Blender? I'm like 90% sure this is actually 3DS. I don't think it's Blender, is it? I feel like Wonderium uses 3ds Max. So for context, Studio Orange uses 3ds Max. And this is like, the line art is almost definitely done by Pencil Plus. And Pencil Plus was not available for Blender until like about 2 years ago, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Max and Pencil to me. Yeah, it's not Grease Pencil. Yeah. Pencil, when we say Pencil, Pencil Plus, not Grease Pencils, two different things. Pencil Plus is a PSoft software that has been around for ages for anime rendering, line art rendering and stuff, and it used to only be for 3ds Max. It only, like, past couple years became kind of usable in Maya, and now it's got an add-on for Blender that we use, which is really, really good. The lines are really clean, so it's a Pencil Plus thing for sure. But yeah, Pencil's available for Blender. Yeah, you can. We've been using it for the past year or so. Oh my God, it's so pretty. Look at the face here too. Oh. God, it's so pretty. This face is, they just draw every frame. Oh my God. Do they really? Yeah, they do. Yeah, because every frame the eyelash slightly changes shape. That's crazy, dude. They got the placements perfect, but like the eyelash has slightly changed shape because it's 2D drawn. Wow. Incredible. They hide it so well. It's incredible. But yeah, all the faces are 2D. Again, with the slow motion. This slow motion actually has quite a lot of parallax, but I think it works because they hide her face. Wait, hold up. Why does her hair look so good all of a sudden? Hang on. Let's go back. So ponytail, fair enough. I'm also huge shout out to the fact that they actually have line art for Kiana's hair now. Keep in mind the previous one, they didn't have line art in between the strands. They only had them like on the silhouette because they couldn't figure out how to get the intersections to feel good. This feels really good. Honestly, you could mistake it for 2D because of how little it moves, which is a good thing. Honestly, it feels pretty decent. Like this hair is not bad. It does have the same problem with like the fact that it's curved by default, so you get these weird things where it's like this shouldn't really be curved, it should be more straight, but it's like it's just baked into the geometry, so you kind of have to maintain that a little bit when animating it. But other than that, I'm pretty sure this is 2D hair. That's 100% 2D hair. That hair is fully 2D. The amount that it's moving and the amount that it's changing shape is only possible in 2D, only practical in 2D. There's so much variety in that hair. You would not be able to get that in 3D, not at all. This is 3D though. Hang on, let me see this face turn here. You can kind of see the face shape here kind of betraying them a little bit. That mouth is a little strange, but yeah, they have the face feels very, very flat. They had to cheat a few things here with the 2D artist, but anyway. She's doing the Raiden thing. Okay, this is 3D hair. So you can see the 3D hair is a lot more consistent in shape and everything. There's nothing wild about it. It's just like flowing, which is good. It kind of gives what's that one the Black Diamond girl in Land of the Lustrous. This hair is 2D. This Kiana's hair is 2D in this shot. In this shot too, actually. Wait, she's fully 3D. Wait, she's fully 2D in this shot? Hang on. She might just be. She might just be fully 2D in this shot, maybe. I think she is. Anyway. There's no reason to make this 3D at all because you're doing the face in 2D. You might as well just do the hair in 2D and it'll look better. I think that's what they did. This is a fully 2D shot. And so here you can see this is 2D as well. There's really gorgeous Fresnel lighting here on the hair. This is really only practical with 2D with the shapes that they're doing. And of course, the amount that the hair is changing is also giving that same vibe. See that? There is some interesting things about this shape though, now that I look at it. That doesn't need to be there. That looks like a 3D shape. Bort. Yes, Bort. Yeah. This looks like it might be rigged. I wonder if the front was animated in 3D. I think so. I think the shorter hair was animated in 3D because you could do that pretty easily. The longer hair was replaced with 3D or with 2D. I'm pretty sure. That's my guess. Because you don't get any of those ugly shapes here. All these shapes are really pretty. This is of course 3D. This is a 3D one. Got 3D shadows on it. But these are just way too gorgeous. Look at the shadows on this. It's gorgeous. Impact frames. These are not hand drawn. These are rendered impact frames. So what you get is you have the character pass and you just comp them in with different colors. And then you do some like this doesn't look hand drawn. This looks like it's been displaced. This looks a little bit hand drawn, but not quite as catered to the typical impact frame sort of like values. There's a lot of displacement here. It's okay. It's not bad. What a beautiful hand.
あなたは私に手を差し伸べてくれた。その手を掴んだ時から私の運命は変わった。あなたは
Whoa, her horns don't move their hair at all. I mean, it makes sense, but it's like they just ignore it completely. It's
私の
fascinating.
人生の中で一番大事な人。
Oh my god, they're gay for each other. Who knew?
もしあなたを助けることが罪なら
That's cute. That's cute.
その罪は私が背負う。さようなら、キアナちゃん。
Dragon. Wait, let me see the shadows on Kiana here. Hold up. Whoa, that's crazy. So these are fully 3D shadows on her. Look at that. They're just like going all over the place. Yeah, those are 3D shadows. That was good. That was really, really good. Man, that's incredible. Hang on, let me see this last face here. This face. This face is really impressive. This is a really difficult angle to get right in 2D. So they have it in 3D, which helps a lot. The jawline is really well defined here. And then you have like this eye. This eye is really hard to get right in 3D because of the angle that you're looking at it from. In theory, the eyelashes should look like this, right? Like in theory, they should stick out a little bit, right? So like you have to really distort it to get this particular shape. So this is being drawn over for sure, but it's like, it's interesting to note how incorrect it really is from a geometry perspective, because it should be like flatter. It should be like this. It should be like that. You know what I mean? But they've just completely forgotten that and just like gotten rid of any questionability of the silhouette and just was like, no, this is what you would see from the side, but like we're just going to rotate it so you can see it from below. Basically is what they're doing. Really impressive stuff. And then they have, of course, the mouth here as well. Well done. Well done indeed. The hair looks a lot better. I have to say, the hair gets like an A+. it's 3D hair, but it works really, really well. And they replace it with 2D hair wherever they need to. So like huge props to Wonderium. They really stepped their game up from like Will the Hersher. Like the 3D hair here reads really 3D. The 3D hair here feels like it could honestly be either at most points. That's like a very 3D hand. Suddenly very 3D. Like soft shading, like some weird like solid mode shit. That's hilarious. So many people worked on this. This is insane. I mean, it makes sense because there's just such a huge amount of like, wait, what does this mean? Wait, is this like patron members? Like, what is this? Wait, these are the people who play the game? There's no way that's... Okay. I feel like that's a little misleading. Anyway. Wonderium Inc. Shout out to Wonderium. Oh, those are the whales. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Quite literally the patrons. Okay, fair enough. Wow, they're lesbians. This is great. But yeah, that was amazing. Honestly, Wonderium, you guys are incredible. And you do the next one as well. So I'm excited for that. All right, real quick, guys, we're going to watch another ad. You guys ready? It's ad time. We're going to take a little break here, and we're going to watch this amazing sponsored content by I don't know who, because we're going to find out. Anyway, tell me who you watch. Those are the people that made Genshin possible. Honestly, true. Yeah. So now that everyone's gone, just you and me. Just you and me. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Lament in the Fallen changed my life. Honestly, same, dude. Same. Yeah. That I've watched that particular short so many times. Like it's such good reference for amazing face shapes in a 3D world, because like the 3D models are pretty like integrous into they have a lot of good geometric integrity. Ooh, Baby Chan is rating. What the dude? Thanks so much for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Thank you. We just finished an ad break, so welcome. Ooh, Bessies, welcome to the stream. Hello. We just finished watching Lesbians, and we're about to start watching more Lesbians. So you've come to the right place. Thank you for the raid. Oh, baby, how was your stream? Was it good? Was it a good stream? What were you streaming? Maybe you just raided and left. I don't know. Oh, you're here. Hello. I love Lesbians. Oh, good. Wonderful. You're in good company. Big fan of your work. Oh, thank you so much, Liberation. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Oh, yeah, I should introduce myself. Hi, I'm Dillon Goo. I'm an animator. I've worked on Ruby. I'm currently watching animations and telling everybody how bad they are. I'm just kidding. No, they're good. We're talking about specifically Honkai Impact 3rd and their amazing cinematics and breaking down how they did them, because this happens to be a specialty of mine. 3D anime stuff. It's fun. Practicing some art and then some karaoke. Oh, awesome. Hey, sick. Hey, we should do karaoke sometime. It'll be fun. Yeah. Art is fun. Are you mostly doing 2D, or are you like, because most people do illustration when they say art. I was just curious. I'm a 3D guy, so that's me. You got an organ donation ad again? Bro, you gotta I think it's a sign, dude. You gotta get some organs ready. I'm sorry. It's way overdue. Oh, get this. You're curious what a raid is. Actually, that's a good question. A raid is basically when somebody ends their stream and they send all their viewers over to another stream. So like it's a very like, it's a really cool thing that Twitch has, where awesome people like Ubebe can like send viewers over. To like my stream and then like they can just immediately start watching, you know, whatever I'm streaming at the moment, which is clearly very entertaining right now. Did someone just try to throw bits at me while I was getting yeeted? You missed. Gotcha. Alu, I found you on YouTube and I really enjoyed your Wuwa and HSR animation ranking. Here, have some bits. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. I happen to dodge the bits pretty well that time. It was pretty nice. Anyway, welcome from the YouTube channel. Oh yeah, I should mention I also have a YouTube channel, Professor Goo, where I talk about animation and break it down and talk about why animation is good or bad. Just cartoon stuff. Ah, fair. I love Time to Feast. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. A friend of mine really loves Ruby too, so thank you. Ah, well, thank you. Thank you to your friend. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to Mouse as well. Yeah. I dodged the money, you said. Yeah, pretty much. That's how I dodge compliments, to be honest. Mostly martial arts. All right, you guys ready? We're gonna watch this next short. This is gonna be our last short for today. It's Honkai Impact 3rd. Everlasting Flames. It's the greatest short. It's a really good short. I actually don't. I haven't seen this one. I've seen part of it maybe. I remember parts of it, but it's been a while. It's been so long. How long ago was this? This was 3 years ago. 2021. How long do you work with animation? I've done animation. I've been doing animation for 12 years. Yeah, about 12 years now. Yeah. Used to be a Minecraft animator a long time ago. That was cringe. I won't mention that ever again. Let's go back to what we're doing right now. I think the thing that made me want to watch you in live streams was every HSR animation ranking. You're the reason I tried to pull Fei Xiao. Oh, you lost 50-50. I'm so sorry, dude. Fei Xiao honestly is goated. If you guys, man, I don't play Honkai Star Rail. I really want to, if I had time, but I'm running a studio and I'm working on animations pretty much 24/7. So I can only react to the animations. All I know is Fei Xiao's animations are absolutely goated. They are so good. Anyway, go watch the video if you haven't. It's a good video. It's not 15 minutes long though. Yeah, the Bamboo Forest one is really good. I've seen part of it. I haven't seen the whole thing yet. I would actually like to watch it on stream with you guys because that one has a really interesting technique that I think is being used where they're kind of doing something similar to here where they have a 3D model and they're painting over it. I want to watch it together with you guys to double check at some point. We can do that next stream if you guys want to do it on Wednesday. I'd be down to do Moonlit Bamboo Forest on Wednesday because that one actually is gorgeous and I would love to break it down. Yeah. I'm currently learning UE game dev. Can I hire you for free? Unfortunately, you cannot. I don't have time. I do not have the time. Also, don't know UE5. By any, you can hire me for free. I mean, hey, don't get me wrong. If you want to hire me for free, you're gonna get exactly what you pay for. Zero knowledge or expertise. All right, here we go. All right. Oh yeah, I should also mention I have a main channel too, Dillon Goo, where I post all my animations. For those guys who don't know, Professor Goo is our second channel where we talk about animation. Dillon Goo is where we actually post our animation. Fun fact. Yeah, UE5 is Unreal Engine. Yeah. Alrighty, it's time to watch Everlasting Flames. Let's check it out. This is again done by Wondirium, the same studio who did the last one, Lament of the Fallen. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. I am excited for this. This is way longer. It's 8 minutes compared to the 5 minutes of the other two. Wait, hang on. Am I gonna call out this first shot again? Hold up. Is this what I think it is? Yeah. So again, the first shot. This is actually it's just so genius. The first shot is a 3D parallax shot that has no 3D parallax. So they're faking the parallax once again by using 2D plates of 3D renders and moving them in 2D space on different layers to fake the parallax. None of these hands have actual parallax. If you actually pay attention, they're completely flat. The shadow here is completely static. Everything's completely static. There's no parallax at all. Great way to establish that, hey, what you're watching might be 2D. Ooh. So they're towing the line so well between 3D and 2D, and they're really making people believe, oh, this might be a 2D animated thing. Cool. Then what do they do? 2D animated face. Completely 2D animated face. The hair is also completely 2D animated here as well, which is interesting. But I think the hand is 3D. Oh god. Damn. The hair on Branya looks really good, actually. I'm impressed. I think it's just the shading. If you notice, the inside of the curls are constantly in shadow. Sorry, I know they're dying. Oh, sorry, you guys are dying. I feel so bad. Anyway, I'm looking at your animation. Totally 2D mouth. Look at this mouth. That's crazy. Where even is her nose? I don't know. God, the mechas look so good. Oh, hold up. Wait, what? That is nasty. Okay, hang on. This is cool. These are fully 2D wrinkles. These are really, really hard to do in 3D. These wrinkles are 2D animated. The shadows are just so gorgeous. Fascinating. But where is this? Like, that's not brown. This is light brown. Oh, well. They got that floaty style, which I like, honestly. Yo! No way, dude. That is crazy. Holy shit. Damn, finger in the mouth. Dude, that was wild. Hang on. What? That was her first thought. I was like, yeah, this is gonna go hard. Interesting. The camera follows the robot here in a really cool way. So this is where it's actually, we're going into the screen space versus world space physics, where the arcs here, like she's pulling this way, right? It's just the arcs are actually going to go like this for the robot. But because the camera is currently over here, it's actually moving in a way that allows gravity to take over and for this impact to make sense. If the camera was not parallel to the ground or close to it on this part of the frame, you wouldn't feel this impact. It wouldn't make much sense. You don't get that extra gravity, that extra impact multiplied on top of it. So the screen space physics adds a lot here. It's really cool. This face right here, fully 2D. But I wonder, so this is doing something really interesting here, guys. Check this out. I bet you guys don't even notice this, but this feels so 2D for one big reason. Yeah, all the normal stuff about like the hair and the face and everything, like the hair is 3D, that's fine, you can tell. The body is 3D, you can tell there's blobby shadows here on the elbow, some blobby shadows on the hair, just a little bit, not too much. But what reads the most 2D, this chin makes no sense in 3D. Makes no sense in 3D. From this angle, this chin should not be so low, right? Like, so in 3D, the chin should actually be here. Like it should be like here. If I were to draw it, like it would give you something like this. Like this is an actual jawline. That would make more sense for the 3D shape of the body, of the head, I should say. This is a very common trick in 2D animation, where you don't actually show the under jaw. So the under jaw is being deleted here, basically, in favor of making it slightly more appealing in terms of the face. Now, this is a stylistic choice, but like typically speaking, the under jaw is actually really hard to draw for a lot of animators. Because it's difficult to visualize, and typically when you practice anime and stuff like that, like in the animation industry, like you're mostly drawing like these front views, and like you understand like the relative position of like things. So like when you draw something from below, you just kind of do this, and like you keep the chin there for the most part. This is a very common technique. You see this all the time, especially when it's a dynamic shot and the head has to like go up and down like this. Like it's better not to like get rid of the chin. Like this right here, like on my face, I'm a 3D model, right? This does not look great, if I'm being honest. Like this lack of chin here doesn't look great. So it's actually typically better to keep the chin here and just sort of like, I can't do it with my face, but just sort of like move the face up and keep the chin down. It gives a better silhouette. Now, from this extreme angle, like it really should be, what? I lost it. It really should be here, basically. If it was listening to the 3D model, it'd be here. So in order to actually achieve this, they're completely drawing it over. Like this is really impressive how much they've changed this face, because like either they pushed the 3D model to just like flatten it, which is possible, or in 2D they've just like drawn over this completely, which I'm more inclined to believe, because look how fat this ear is. Look how fat this ear is. That's crazy. Which is fine, but I wonder if it's because like they did this and they were just like, oh, let's just add the ear here. Maybe it is in 3D. Maybe they're flattening it in 3D, but this is definitely not geometrically correct, which is cool. It's a really, really cool technique. You see this? The jaw's down here, jaw's up here, but it stays down there. Everything else moves upwards. Chin stays the same. All right. 2D effects, absolutely gorgeous 2D effects. Also, this face is gorgeous. I just want to shout out the shadows on the fingers here. Like this is accenting every joint in the depth here. It'd be so easy for this shape to get lost because you think that these fingers are straight. You see what I'm saying? Like it's very easy to view those fingers as straight without shadows. These shadows play an instrumental role. This is like where you get the efficiency of 2D. They provide the information you need and nothing more, nothing less. So they're here to show you that the fingers are bending downwards. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see that. And they're doing that for such a simple shot. And it's such an attention to detail that feels really good. God, the mechas look so good. This right here is really hard to do in 3D. The specular in the middle I've talked about with the bevels. I feel like there's a lot of custom shadows here going on, but only for the stills probably. But the highlights are the hardest part to get right. Oh man, I just love this lip line here, like the cheek line that you can see inside of the mouth. It's not very common in 3D to be able to see that. It's kind of like a rarity, especially one that thick. Also, just since I haven't mentioned it yet, but I'd like to, they're using the half transparent technique for hair, where it only shows the eyes. Notice how they're not, even though it looks like the hair is half transparent, the hair doesn't pick up any of the skin tone. So this is not a real-time transparency. This is actually being done in comp, where most likely the eye is actually got a duplicate layer on top of the hair, where it's only semi-transparent, but it's being overlaid on top of the fully opaque one underneath the hair. So they're rendering out the eyes separately entirely, which is another piece of evidence that it's 2D, because the 2D is separate on a different plate. In 3D, if you had an eye on a separate plate, it'd be kind of annoying to actually render out, which it might be worth it, but it's just a much different process. So I feel like the 2D animated eye really lends itself well to this particular style. That's cool. Hand-drawn nose wrinkle, of course. Yeah, that's really good. Oh, I'm using a mouse to draw. This is all mouse. Hello. This is a mouse. Oh, the Chinese dub on this one is better. Oh, that's fair. I'd be curious about that. Generally speaking, I feel like the native language of the director is always going to have better voice acting most of the time. Not just any mouse, a vertical mouse. That's true. Yeah. Is it even possible to make animation without breaking something, like a style of animation or something? Does that exist? Yeah. Typical animation doesn't require breaking much, to be honest. Like if you have VFX, if you have like something that's much more realistic, something that's more geometrically sound, something that is mimicking reality, you don't have to break much of anything. The computer will take care of most of the stuff for you. The reason why we talk about breaking stuff so much is because in the MPR style, which is basically the style of trying to mimic 2D with 3D, the computer is wrong like 80% of the time on what you're trying to do. So you have to break what the computer's trying to do in order to achieve what you really want. That's why we talk about breaking stuff. Yeah. Oof. Rip. Oh God! Holy shit! Oh, those shadows are so gorgeous. Sorry, I know they died. Sorry, so sorry. Anyway, RIP. But look at the shadows, dude. Look at the lighting on this. This is gorgeous. So this is again that meniscus I was talking about. This is for the guys, a little chemistry lesson. Meniscus is like that little cohesion thing that like water has on the side of graduated cylinders in chemistry class. Anyway, the meniscus here is basically the idea that the shadows here will actually blend together with the edge for now. So you have a smooth transition. If you had something a little bit more harsh, like you might have something like this has a slight bit of meniscus. This is being, I'm pretty sure, done in 2D. Like it's being drawn over in some way because the shadows are just so clean. This is hard. This is relatively hard to get in 3D because otherwise you just get kind of like harsh shadows sometimes. Like most of the time you'll get like something like that at best, which is okay, but it's not beautiful like this. Like this is too beautiful. Yeah. Boobies. Whoa, that's cool. This is a rendering style. This is probably done in 3D. This is actually being done probably with some form of pencil modular thing. All the lines are procedural here. This is a 3D model for the hand for sure. The parallax on the hand is too perfect, so it's definitely a 3D model for the hand. That's so beautiful, dude. It's so sad. God, it's so gorgeous. That shader. Whoa. This is fully 2D animated. This is honestly just so beautiful. This is a fully 2D animated like eye specular thing. Just gorgeous. Ooh. Her hair became undone again. Let's hope it looks good. Oh, wow. That hair looks really good. Notice the hair is straight this time. Pretty nice. Unlike her. But the hair has so many strands to it that it doesn't feel too 3D. That's a really good attention to detail because they are really fighting that level of detail with the strands, the chunkiness of the strands for loose hair. Wow, that hair is so good. Woo! Focal length. There's so much good attention being paid to the hair arcs. So the hair arcs are being hand animated completely. This is really nice because the hair is straight. So it's much easier for them to actually animate good arcs for it. Unlike before, which is why they limited the animation for it so much. Because before it was like actually curved like this. This, because it's straight, they're really playing into it really well. They're doing the same level of animation quality that they did for the Raiden Lament of the Fallen ponytail, which had a lot of strands as well. They have a really good mix of thick and thin strands that are each individually rigged, which is crazy. But it's just a lot of work, honestly. I think it's just a lot of work. Small thing. I gotta critique this. Hang on. I know China doesn't have guns, so I give them a pass. But like, recoil is not that strong. It's very important to not have recoil be so like upwards. Recoil is definitely more of a backwards thing. Like there's a common mistake that people do when they animate guns where they have like this, you know, and then like they have like boom, 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 boom. And then they're like, there it is. There's the gun now. The gun's now up here. It's like kind of, right? Like the way recoil works, first of all, is that it's got a little bit of delay because you usually prepare for it, like mentally. So it'll have that, and then it'll actually be like, it'll be more like this. You see that? See how the pivot is closer to the hand? It's not like that the whole gun rotates upwards where it was. The whole gun goes backwards like this. This is the real recoil arc. It's supposed to go backwards and then up, not just upwards. Very common mistake. Makes it feel very light, doesn't feel very real. But anyway, just a small thing. Yeah. The upwards motion of recoil is actually from your wrist, exactly. They're inhuman dolls. I think them moving unrealistically is a part of it. I disagree. This is a very common argument that I hear a lot of people talk about in like the comments for the Professor Goo. They're like, oh, like it's supposed to look bad. I can tell you with the utmost confidence that this is a beginner mistake. It's not intentional. If you want something to look unnatural, you do it more intentionally. There's way more ways to do it intentionally. It's not even a doll thing, and technically the dolls would actually have less recoil because they're, you know, more mechanical. But anyway, it's about believability of like the naturalistic movement, like the physics behind it. It's not about the acting. So it's a very common thing to mistake like acting mistakes with physics mistakes. When I talk about these things, these are physics mistakes. These are things that don't make sense within the realm of how the rules of our world work, how the rules of the physics that our brain registers as real works. Acting mistakes or acting decisions are different. They must still follow the physics rules. They must. That's how they are believable as acting decisions. So acting decisions are a layer on top of like physics-based animation. They're not the same thing. So you can't say, oh, the physics is wrong because it was acting. The acting was this way. That's not how it works. They're two separate things. Yeah. So that's just a general note on those kinds of notes, because I think it's a totally valid thing to defend that particular kind of aspect of it. It's a very common thing to defend it. But my perspective is exactly that. It's like it's easy to conflate the two, but they're not the same. Physics is physics, acting is acting. Yeah. (2D smoke, beautiful smoke. Wait, hang on. Are the characters here 2D as well? There's no way. No, they're 3D, but like, are they animated on? They feel really, really good. And maybe it's the motion blur. Sheesh, dude, this is such a beautiful shot. Like right here, I love like the burst through the smoke trope in animation. Like, it's just so pretty, dude. Like, look at the anticipation on this. It's so bulgy. It feels amazing. Then it bursts. Oh god, the focal length on this is so cool. Like, look at this shot. I mean, look at that shot. Look at that shot. It's great. So good. Wait, slow-mo. How do they do the slow-mo here with a 2D face? Is it again got that puppet distortion? Let's see. You can hardly tell, but yeah, it does. You can see this shadow is just being shifted over. The mouth is just being scaled up. You see that? The mouth is just being scaled up. And then like the nose has like a slight adjustment as well. But the eyes are being slightly lattice deformed, just slightly as they move this way. They're getting their corner pulled up here. That's cool, dude. Yeah, so this is just it's just scaling elements in After Effects. It's so cool. Begonia. She's alive. Or maybe not. Oh, maybe she's not alive. Oh no. Woo! Wait, this is so pretty. Oh my god, that's so pretty. The side view on this, is she fully 2D? No way. No, she might not be actually. She looks really good. I think her hair is 3D. It's good. It might be 2D shaded, but wow. This is gorgeous. Just, I mean, just look at that mouth, dude. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Woo! She has a ponytail now. Looks really good. Ouch. More 2D smoke. Gorgeous 2D smoke. Oh, man. Oh, this is such a good story. Oh, my heart. They're dead. They're actually dead. Oh. Maybe she is gonna live. I don't know. Maybe not. Hoo-hua. Oh, man. Great faces, too. Oh, dude, the fire effects are so good. Whoa. That's so pretty. Woo! Dude, what in the Nakamura? Jeez. Itano Circus? Itano Circus with like whips and shit? That's crazy. God, this is so pretty. Such a great combination of 2D and 3D. All the effects are 2D. Woo! Look at that. Wonderium has a really interesting impact frame style where they really just have super high contrast. Like this is pure black, guys. This is pure black and pure white. That's not common. Usually there's like a slightly off-white color for the white and usually like a slight off-black color. So that it doesn't increase, it doesn't like blow out the contrast too much. This is just like the utmost contrast possible, and they have a lot less detail in it. So they actually have quite a lot of huge broad shapes. Fascinating Wonderium style, but like, yeah, these are all hand drawn. These are all hand drawn. It's crazy. The shading on this is really interesting too, because it looks so clean. And I wonder if it's because they're hand painting some of the shadows and then like keeping some of them dynamic. Because this is like totally static here, as you can see, but this is totally dynamic. So it's like they're selectively choosing which ones have dynamic shadows to keep the shapes clean. That's such a smart idea, because you can see them like moving over here behind the chat there. Like that is like moving slightly. This is like the full 3D shadow. If you had it for every single piece, it would look kind of bad, honestly. That's so good, man. What? Oh my god. It's so cool. Yes! Oh, I love this. I love the sketchy impact faces. Oh my god. This is all just gorgeous 2D animation. Oh man. That Row Ias? The fuck? That was some Row Ias looking shit. God, let me catch up with chat real quick. God, this is such a good moment. The singers for the vocals on this song are either the voice actors for some of the characters or singers of their individual character themes before. Oh, what? That's so cool, dude. Wow. Very funny thing about this shot is the inclusion of Teresa, who is definitely fully 2D because she did not have a 3D model until the very last one. Really? Hang on. Yeah, I'm getting Gurren Lagann flashbacks too, honestly. Wait, which one's Teresa? Oh my god. No, don't go! Don't go! Please! So sad. Wait, is this hair 2D? I think it is. That hair is so pretty to be 2D. It's just no way that's 3D. It's so pretty. Oh, they completely replaced her hair with 2D. Hell yeah, dude. Oh my god. Impact frame, appreciation. Look what I'm telling you. This is full black, full white. This is absolutely insane. Yeah. Jesus. They never go gray on those. God damn. God damn. By the way, fun fact, these rocks are 2D. All these rocks are 2D. Again, another one of those just tricks that they play where they're just like, oh, like, yeah, this is actually just a 2D production. All these rocks are just 2D paintings. This whole shot is 2D. After Effects. Oh, we're gonna watch this credits. I just want to listen to the song, dude. This is so good. This is such a good video. Like, I don't even know. Like, this is cinema, dude. God. Teresa's a small one in the black dress and the shot with all behind her. Okay, okay, cool, fair enough. God, this is, man. Wonderium, let's go! Oh my god, dude. No after credits? Okay. Let me take a look at Teresa real quick. I'm just curious. Where's that shot where they're all behind her? I think it's here, right? Yeah. This feels Gurren Lagann-y. I don't know why. Oh, Teresa right here. Yeah, she looks fully 2D. She looks fully 2D for sure. Notice. Guys, notice out of all these, whose face looks the flattest? Like, they're really like foreshortening these eyes here, like on all these characters, right? Really foreshortened. But look at Teresa's face. She's just like, she's like, hey, what's up? It's almost like she's facing us. So that the lack of foreshortening there, like, I know her eyes are probably bigger as well, but like the lack of foreshortening there shows that she's fully 2D. Like, there's just no like base geometry to go off of for perspective. So the 2D perspective is just less accurate than the 3D perspective is. It's very common, and it doesn't look bad. It looks great, but you can tell, you can see the shapes of the face and everything are different. This is slightly more satisfying, to be fair. Like, the cheek is a little bit more obvious. It's a lot more front-facing biased. Damn, dude. So good. So good, bro. This is fully 2D, by the way. There's no way this is 3D. It's just fully 2D. It's just gorgeous 2D animation. Thus, Spoke Apocalypse has a crazy contrast between 2D and 3D looking moments. Like, the auto-specific sequences look 3D, but the Colin ones look very much 2D completely. I've never heard of this before. Thus Spoke Apocalypse? What's that from? Is that from Honkai? I thought she just had a different angle for her face. No, it's definitely drawn slightly incorrectly, but I say incorrectly in a very endearing way. It's not that it's wrong. It's just that it's not geometrically sound with how the other 3D faces are drawn. So it stands out. But it's a 2D artist stylization of a face. Yeah. Is the animation after this one chronologically? I have not seen that one. Holy shit. I have not seen that one. Damn. Okay. Oh, I want to, but we're reaching the end of our stream today already. Is this a good place to stop? Who makes impact frames in 3D? At least Such Variant, am I right? Yeah, there are people who make impact frames in 3D. Like, you can do it. It won't look as good, but it'll have some good geometric integrity to it. Like, it'll have like the character path and everything. Yeah. You want more? That's fair. Because of You also has some interesting aspect of 2D with it thematically. Yeah, Because of You is interesting. We might watch it on Wednesday. We can queue up a couple more Honkai ones on Wednesday if you guys want to do that. These are absolutely gorgeous, dude. I can't get enough of these. I want to see all of them. Before we go, let me give a quick shout out to Wonderium, because Wonderium is where are they? What? Do they not exist? Hold up. Wonderium Anime Inc. Studio. Come on, Google. Where is their? Is this it? I think this is it. What is this? Wait. What is this? Wait, are they making an original? Reproduct? Wonderium. Yeah, here we go. Handling from cell look to high end for multiple media. Dude, the CGI is just so good. 2004. 3 million Japanese yen. That's not much. Am I crazy? That can't be that much. Genshin should be paying them out the ass. Sorry, Hoyoverse should be paying them out the ass. Anyway. They use Blender. Let's go. But they also use Maya. This is actually not 3ds Max. This 3ds Max is not being used at all. So it looks like they're actually using Maya to render. Interesting. Huh. Lots of Nuke. Nuke is crazy. Nuke is absolutely goated. Using After Effects. They're using a lot of stuff here. It's very interesting. Huh. But I wonder what they're using Blender for. I almost wonder if the Blender is specifically for Grease Pencil. Because they might. $20,000? Wow. 20K to form a studio? I guess that's probably just when they first started it in 2004. That's how much capital they had. That's my guess. 25 people. That's about the same size as our studio, to be honest. Where's their works? I want to see what they've worked on. Oh, they did Zoneless. Whoa, they did Zoneless and Zero. I kind of want to see that. I kind of want to see. They did Graduation Trip, of course. Wait, when did they do a ZZZ one? Wait, 1 month ago. Hang on. I don't want to see too much. I just want to see what the style of this is. What is this? What is this in-game bullshit? No offense. I just, you know, I want what they're good at. I want them to make their own models. That's crazy. What's this in-game? Anyway. All right, fair enough. Anyway, shout out to Wondarium, dude. They clearly know what the hell they're doing. They're doing so many good things. I want them to do more good things. It'd be great. Yeah. Oh, Sons of Calibur Instruction. Fair enough. Yeah. JP is much lower cost. Yeah, Japan does. It's just a shame that people get paid so little. I wonder if they're paying their guys enough because they're so talented. Dylan, help! I'm considering taking drugs. I mean, painting minis. Good luck, Peter. best of luck. That's gonna eat up a lot of your time, I'm sure. Will you also look at the Honkai Star Rail videos? I do want to. Yes, we're actually doing a Honkai Star Rail video later this week, probably. Yeah. Casper, your reaction and comments on the game from Friday's stream have been appreciated by my boss and the animators of the studio. My boss also made a tweet about it. Lol, thank you again. Hey, I'm glad, Casper. I'm glad they liked it. Dude, they're doing amazing stuff, man. You gotta a game recognizes game, brother. I'm just say that. They like the animation quality, the rendering quality, the rigging quality. Gotta throw you a bone there. Is incredible. But yeah. Just the idea of doing gameplay, it looks like a fucking anime, is so cool. Anyway, let's do some more Honkai stuff on Wednesday. Yeah? You guys want to do that? 20K doesn't sound low to me. It does when you have 25 people working. It does when you have 25 people working for you. So imagine you only have $20,000 and you pay each one of them $1,000 for the whole year. That's very little, right? 1,000, no one can live off of $1,000 for the whole year. So it's like you just have to consider like the scale of the company. Like, yeah, it's a lot for one person, but it's not. Yeah, it's just how it works. Yeah. Sorry, that was 25,000. 20,000 for 25 people would be less than 1,000. It'd be like $800 per person. It's not very much. Yeah. Cool. All right, so I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Yeah. Before we go, we're going to watch an ad, but I do want to say bye to you guys before I fully disappear. So we're going to watch one ad just to take a break. I'm going to get some water. I'm going to come back. Don't leave until I get to say bye to you guys personally. And then we're going to raid somebody. And you tell me who to raid. I don't know. Tell me who to raid. But we're going to raid someone. Oh, what time do I usually start? Good question. I usually start around 11:30 a.m. CST. I started 2 hours late today, so it depends. But usually it's around like noon-ish for Texas time. I'm in Texas, so there. Oh, don't DOS me. Basically, there is not really a schedule per se, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday is my current schedule that I'm trying to maintain. So 11:30 a.m. to about 1:30 p.m. CST. Now, if you need a conversion, if most of you guys are in California, that's 2 hours earlier. So like 9:30 a.m. to like 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. And there you go. Yeah. You mentioned poses quite a while during reacting. Can you advise where to find something to get better at this? Oh, yeah, that's a great question. 11:30 a.m. CST, Teliana. So like about 5 hours earlier than right now, but on Wednesday. So 5 hours earlier. Does that make sense? Yeah. 5 hours earlier. Yeah, about 5 hours earlier. Yeah. Cool. But yeah, posing. I could talk all day about posing. This is a great question, honestly. But we'll talk about it on Wednesday. I think posing in general, the biggest thing to keep in mind is just silhouettes and readability. That's the biggest thing. And on top of that, you just add the several other layers of like naturalistic anticipation and all these things. But yeah. Okay, ad time, BRB. We're gonna raid somebody. I'm gonna look for someone to raid right now. I'm still looking. Hang on. Who's streaming art right now? Oh, John Silva's streaming some art. Hey. You guys know who John Silva is? Come on. Come on. It's John Silva. That's the third time I got the organ donation ad? Bro, that's wild. Squeegee 3D? Oh, wait. Hang on. I don't know Squeegee. Hang on. Let's check out Squeegee's art. Hold up. Oh, shit. Dude, I love her model. Wait, I've seen her model on Twitter. Oh, my God. That's so cool. All right, we're gonna raid Squeegee. Hang on. Squeegee? Squeegee? Squeegee. Hell yeah. We're doing it. We're doing it. I'll see you guys there. See you guys on Wednesday. All right, bye-bye. Bye, guys. I love you all. All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. See you Wednesday. Wednesday. Also, don't forget to donate your organs.